Elite Rides DFW, Dan. That is our preferred
Frito.
ride share, and it is a share. It's a shared experience between you and Elite Rides. Hit them up at 844-RIDE-DFW, or you can download their app. It uses AI, Dan.
DumbZone listener endorsement email from Tom, who said, I let Elite Rides know it's all about the DumbZone. They took my boy Troy to his junior prom over the weekend.
Yeah.
Very safe, no worries.
Yeah.
On time.
On time, they have a
I put a
fleet-
picture in our run sheet so
a
you can
fleet,
look at
I
it.
saw it. It's very nice. Corporate executive shuttles, spacious SUVs, mini buses. It's great for the weekend if you're heading out to a big concert, you're heading out to a sporting event, might be tossing a couple of pops back. So, yeah, Elite Rides, as you see here, a listener. They took his son to his prom date. If you and your girl have a prom date coming up, we don't judge. Elite Rides DFW at 844-RIDE-DFW. Promo code DZ15 for 15% off your first ride. DZ15, 15% off your first ride.
All right.
That was a great spot. You were on. What a Monday.
It's a hot start.
We're off to a good start here. We're in our downtown Dallas studios, DZTV, the Fox 4 building.
Home of Peyton Yeager.
Home of your friend Peyton Yeager. Home of our friend Steve Noviello. More on Steve Noviello tomorrow. Are we going to bring him in? Moron? Should we bring him in?
Yeah, see what he's got going on.
I'm pro Noviello.
He might just go home after the show.
Blake is back.
Hey.
Whoa!
Hello.
Remember that guy?
Yep.
Look at them all.
Can I say something?
Probably not.
While I find him to truly be
All Blakey.
the most important part of our operation, I think I'm feeling slightly better about where things are right now than I ever have before because this whole thing didn't burn to the ground.
I tried my best never to call you. Like, I'm trying to give you, like, make it feel like you can actually disconnect from this. But then you would text me and...
He only texts us and hits us up so he can complain later that he had to work during his vacation. So I try to ignore the text. But no, Copeland did great.
Yeah.
When
We
you
had a great
left,
week of shows.
we discovered that, like, one of the days you were gone was the anniversary of the eclipse.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. He just leaves that week every year.
I didn't even want to talk about the anniversary. I wanted nothing to do with it. But I missed Luca. That was sad.
That was wild, dude.
We all miss Luca. I have some... every Monday I have new Luca thoughts. I actually do. But we should mention we have a full studio today. Look over there. It's our good friend Vinny Corrales.
Yeah.
Hello. Hola todos.
What is that cube you got today?
5x5x5.
Yeah, you're just showing off now.
See, is the
Separates the
you-
men from the boys. I can't hear anything in my headphones. If that
Oh.
nobody on
No snare in my headphones.
yeah.
Well.
Welcome back.
We
Guess
we welcome
everything's not
in
as perfect as we said.
we welcome in local comedians if they have some side bit. Like Jimmy on the side fights fires and saves dead people and Vinny does advanced
Saves
Rubik's
live
cubes.
people from being dead.
Yeah, I suppose that's a better way to put it.
Jimmy will tell me like some crazy story. He'll show me some crazy videos of things that I'm probably
Yeah, I mean, probably
Pretty
not
sure.
supposed to be shown
yeah,
yet.
should be showing me.
He's probably like, hey, make sure you mention that I show you this.
Yeah, that's the best when if you had a well, I guess now it's just all on the internet, but my brother used to send me some wild stuff when he was deployed in Iraq. That was a weird thing. There's back in the same stuff has been happening forever. It's just all of a sudden we had guys in Iraq with Wi-Fi all the time.
Yeah, but gallows humor will never die. That's that's.
And but Elon says it's back.
Oh, it's legalized now.
Comedy's legal again.
Cool.
Vinny at the Addison Improv.
Headlining Addison.
Thursday
Improv.
night.
April 24th, next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
I thought it was this Thursday.
Nice.
No,
God
next
damn it.
Thursday, yeah. So you guys got time.
I could swing that.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to have Blake's friend do any stand-up on this one.
Oh yeah, Vinny helped facilitate that when my buddy lost our fantasy football league. He did 5 minutes of stand. He wasn't that bad.
Actually, didn't do that bad.
Yeah.
That sucks. Because you
Why?
know that, because that guy's just walking around now. Like, I could do it if I wanted.
Yeah, it wasn't even punishment at
killed
that point.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His chest was puffed out.
We also have in our Fox 4 studios Kara and Ty Webb, as he is known on internet.
I introduced them as our shareholders.
Yeah. They have a piece.
Taste.
They have a little taste. Yeah, we're their side piece. Kara, legendary, one of our legendary listeners, of course. She emailed me last year and said she wanted to arrange a sit-in for her husband's 50th birthday. And this is your husband?
What?
Correct.
I'm assuming. Looks
Correct.
great.
Damn,
Doesn't he look great?
So good.
Damn.
And I've seen that guy.
He is,
Put the beers
Vinny,
back.
let me introduce you to this man is the manliest man who has ever manned.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah?
Well, let's hear the evidence.
Here's my evidence. Kara, as she pointed out in the email.
How are you acting surprised like you didn't know where he was headed?
Do you not want me to bring this up? Because I won't.
My bad. No.
I will just say Kara and Ty.
It's
Kara's,
the first drive of the game, and he's got the script. So why don't you just?
But that's fine. I won't bring it up.
No, you should.
I should.
Go ahead.
Okay, but you want to feign like, oh my, don't mention this. And I might not if Vinny wasn't here, but he's like, well, what's going on here? So
Deserve to know, yeah.
she pointed out in the email she sent me last year, I used to be the ticket's favorite lesbian. So you might be confused by the term my husband. Also, you said I was hot on the air. We'll discuss this in the den. Well, anyway, the point is, yes, she had a lady partner, right? Were you married to the lady?
No, but we did have a child
You have a child together.
named Vinny.
Whoa. no
Hey.
way. Are you serious?
Well, her name is Vincent, but
Her name? Wow, that's cool.
It's very cool.
And anyway, then she met this strapping young man
Yeah.
and is like, you know what? I
Too
no
much.
longer want ladies. I need men. I didn't realize,
Did you realize
men could be like this.
This guy beat like the moon and the tides and the things that control their blood.
Or if you think about it, he might be just a real feminine guy because she's used to the lady and she's like, you know
Yeah.
what?
He's the gateway.
Easy.
This lady
doesn't
isn't
mind
lady
being-
enough for me.
Doesn't mind being fingered.
I need someone who is.
Is that the first 5 minutes? No, we're good. No, this is like a true dog bites man or man bites dog story, you know? Like, I feel like you hear a lot of, how old are you? 40? Okay. You hear a lot about like late 30, early 40s women being kind of like, I'm maybe curious of what the ladies are like.
Yeah, it's
That's
the other way.
fairly common.
Oh yeah, I met
It was always
a
in the
couple
back
weeks ago. I was
pocket.
talking to somebody about that. Yeah.
Did you tell us about that?
I did not. It's just a friend of mine who was like, you know what? She's like
Okay.
40-ish.
I just want to make sure if you have that sort of scene.
No.
percolate-
She was just like,
I'm
you
not
know what?
aware
I
of
never
it.
really knew I could even be gay. Like growing up in Texas, I didn't know I could be gay. But
Oh,
now,
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I
yeah.
wish I would have been open to that because I think maybe that's my game.
Yeah, 100%. I get that. And I don't know, maybe I'm making some distinction foolishly between that and just like kind of pegging somebody. Like there's a difference between saying like you want to spit, like she was raising a child with a lesbian. It's always been kind of like the, hey, let's make out. That's hot.
Right. No.
type thing. That's not-
Yeah, she's in.
Yeah.
She is in the game.
Right. So yeah, it's a rare story. It takes a man like this, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's
He is a
really-
great dude though.
A sweet, soft, ladylike man. Like
You know
Ty
what?
Webb.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I've known him a long time, and I'm not saying like I'd leave the wife right now, but like he's on the list of guys I'd feel comfortable leaving. He's a good dude.
I mean,
He's not too hot, but he's hot. You know?
now if I leave her for you, the next time we come in, will that be the intro?
Boy,
Ooh.
it's what a
We do
what a
need to
web.
Freshen this up a little bit. We're glad you guys are here.
Totally. I want to do a weekend check, and I want to have a sponsor, and I want that sponsor to be fairlease.org.
Why'd you do it like that?
Because I didn't know where I was going yet. I had to look at the list.
Fairlease Navidad, fairlease.org. Lease your next vehicle with Fairlease, or at least give them a chance to earn your business. Fair, it's right there in the name. Texas proud. They are part of the Credit Union of Texas. We're all about Texas here, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
So
We
sell
got
your
Texas
card, get
beer,
paid fast.
Texas
beer,
Texas
That's right.
vehicles.
Texas gummies. Fairlease.org. Ton of listeners who have done this. They'll deliver that vehicle right to your door. Maybe you want to have it delivered to your office and show off to your work wife. They'll do that for you. Hit them up at fairlease.org. Click request a quote and then select the Dumb Zone on the How Did You Hear About Us page. You know what? Maybe you don't go with Fairlease, but I am imploring you to give them a shot to earn that business at fairlease.org, Dan.
All right.
What's up on your weekend?
Clayton, you want to lead us off?
Ooh, spicy.
Sure, I'll lead us off.
I just know he was unavailable Friday.
That didn't stop you from texting me.
That didn't stop. No, I thought you might be available, but then you just ghosted my text. So
Yep. Because I was unavailable.
go on.
Went to Stillwater this weekend with the boys from college, my roommates. Saw a little concert.
Oh, is this ragweed?
Cross Canadian ragweed. came back.
Wow.
Turnpike Troubadours.
Now, they can't go. Vinny, I'm keeping a list since Trump is back of things that are back.
Yeah.
So the first time I noticed this, I don't know how much you follow like the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were once coached by a guy named John Gruden.
I'm familiar.
Okay, well, he was in their Ring of Honor. But then as part of an investigation, these emails came out where he was using the F slur. He made some, I think he compared an NFL exec who is black to a monkey. They removed him from that Ring of Honor for shame.
Okay.
Que lástima.
Yes.
Well, after Trump won, they just were like, hey, he's back in the Ring of Honor.
Really?
Yeah.
Day of.
It was within.
At least 4 years he's back.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of other things like this, like people kind of coming out of the woodwork, like maybe it's not so bad for me now.
Yeah, I saw that there was a petition to get the Redskins to get their old name back.
Yep. They gave OJ his Heisman back.
There's a band that I was really into in high school, and the lead singer got accused of, well, not accused. He was hitting on like 14-year-olds when he was 28. They took like a decade off. They're back. I think people are peeking out.
Yeah.
But I think Cross Canadian Ragweed was theirs more. They broke up because of like drugs, or same with Turnpike. What's the story there?
Yeah, it was just kind of. They've been together for. I mean, they'd been now 30 years. You know, they started 30 years ago in Stillwater.
Did they both play?
Full original band.
Wow.
So same thing with Turnpike. And you know, Turnpike came back a few years ago, but Turnpike released a new album like right before the day before the concert started. So that was, you know, got everybody going. I will say the recently divorced 45 to 55-year-old woman was in full force.
I knew it.
All right.
Full
Yeah.
force. And she wasn't hiding nothing.
And she remembers this band from college.
Oh, the amount of women just dancing in the aisles and stomping on the we were in the bleachers, and so like it was.
Was it at the football stadium?
It was at Boone Pickens.
Damn.
Full stadium and full
Oh,
pit
wow.
floor, everything. So it was like 48 to 50,000 people. Just, and they're all. We were
White?
the youngest. We
Oh.
were like 35 and up.
Oh.
You know, it was about 35 and up.
Assumed
Yes,
so.
you were correct.
Yeah.
It was mostly whites. But it was.
That sounds awesome.
a blast. Yeah, it was a blast getting together with the boys.
Now, in keeping with the theme, did they sing the F slur?
I don't know.
They didn't do the song?
They have
did
a
the
song with it.
Sometimes
The
when they
new
do the
F word,
boys
right?
when they do the boys from Oklahoma, they'll use the F slur instead, right?
Yeah, down in Norman.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Are we saying F slur to differentiate from F word?
I think so.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I've never thought about it before, but yeah, that
yeah.
must
The
be
F slur
epistemology.
is the bad one. The other one's the one that we can't say in the first couple of minutes of the stream.
It's just a
The
bundle
F
of
slur?
sticks.
The F slur is the one in the Dire Straits. Money for nothing, right? That's the F slur.
I don't. Not
Is that
familiar
money?
with
Is that song in that word in those lyrics?
Yeah, because it's about like the moving guys that are like making fun of the guitar player making money, and they're like,
Got his own jet airplane.
the little F slur with his own jet airplane.
How did I not know
That
that?
little F
I've
slur
heard that word a
That would
million
have made me
times.
love the song.
is a millionaire.
That's crazy. That's just a blind spot.
Up until very recently, they were playing it on the radio uncensored. I feel like within the last 10
That's
years,
wild.
they started censoring it.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time, like how this is a little different, but how skeet is just it was just all you're in the college and you're like, oh, I just mean just come, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and then the same women that are at Cross Canadian Road, like, oh, skeet.
Yeah,
with bedazzled jeans on.
Yeah, once words
this
start
means
once everybody starts agreeing what this new meaning is, like you hear like female rappers will not say pussy anymore; they'll say like cookie.
Yeah,
And now, but like cookie is becoming that, and now
the censor's just like, what do I do?
Now they're bleeping out cookie in some
Yeah.
words, and you're like, what? In some songs, the FCC is like losing their mind.
That sounds fun, Clayton.
It was fun.
Ninja's another one of a word that's being reappropriated.
So most of my weekend check would revolve around Friday as well.
Wasn't let me just say Snoop and Nizzle. Don't you feel like there was a time where white people were getting super?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Dan
sure.
included.
I was all over.
What's up, my Nizzle?
My Nizzle, yeah. And then
2000s, yeah.
It was
later
like, oh
was
my God,
informed I
this is
shouldn't say
This
it.
is the freest pass I've. Okay, sorry, Dan.
Yeah. What? I mean, what does it mean? Okay, so Friday, I went to the dermatologist. Friday, we didn't have a show. Still did a bunch of business stuff, just to let you know. We were working hard.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to tell you how hard we work. Oh, my gosh. Business Sunday as well. So when you're an old, Ty, have you started doing the annual? You got to go just... Man, when you're an old and you got stuff growing all over you, you start to like, okay, I better go to the dermatologist every year.
Okay.
Do you not do it?
No, I mean, no. I went when I was a kid. TC and I were talking about this the other day, how weird it was when you were a kid. Like, I had to have a couple moles removed,
Mm-hmm.
which is, in hindsight, a very standard thing, but they would always say, well, we're doing this because they could be cancerous. And I'm like, well,
Now
everyone
they
I
just
know who
know
had
they're
cancer
not?
just died. Well, they have to cut it off and test it.
But
the fact they even mentioned that.
yeah, but
is
now
like, why
they're
are we
because I got
talking
stuff
about
all
that?
over me, and they're like, well, no, that's not it. If it's black or if it's
Okay.
pink or I don't know. They tell me every year, and then I forget. Like as I walk out the door, I'm like, I don't remember.
No way to follow up either.
No. So anyway, they actually. So I got a couple of like spots. Can you see? Is
That
it
side.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got these things that have just grown on my face over time. I have no idea what it is. They're like, oh, they're cool. But my wife is annoyed by them.
It's quality control.
And vice
Somebody's got to
versa.
be.
So she's like, you should ask him to burn it off. So I said to them, can you burn it off? She goes, oh, yeah. So they get out like a can. Like, do you ever clean your keyboard with the air can thing?
Yeah, that's totally what I do with that device.
Is it for like getting high? What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've done.
right? Aerosol, right?
Yeah, it's been 25 years, but sure. But yeah, I know
But
what you're talking about.
if you do it a while, then it's real cold and you can see a little frost built up, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's kind of like that. And they just zap it, and it hurts exceptionally more than they told me. They didn't say it would hurt at all.
No
Now
numbing
I'm trying
agent?
to act like I'm trying not to be a wuss, but as they're doing it, it's like, oh gosh, it's like kind of like sticking a little needle in you, but they're not.
It's like a face tattoo.
Yeah,
Is that
probably.
what a face tattoo might feel like?
Probably.
I don't have a tattoo. Are tattoos painful, Kara?
Yeah,
Okay.
depending on where you get them.
Yeah.
They're
You're just
more
on board?
painful to get them taken off.
It's more painful to get them taken off. Anyway, so it's pretty quick, and they're like, okay, so over the next month, that'll just get black and then fall off.
On all 3 spots?
Yeah, I got this, or I got something over here inside the beard, so they sprayed that one. And the other one's on my head, yeah.
You should save them and give them away.
Well, I don't.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
summer event.
Yeah, auction them off for a good cause.
Or eat them at 10K subs.
Okay, so
I bet Jake
what's the timeline? Of course I would. What's the timeline for?
Like a month, 3 to 4 weeks.
What if they just fall off
During
during
the
the show, like in mass?
that'd be-
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it might be like a gradual
I
like,
imagine it
falling
is.
away, but if it just pops off, that'd be great.
It'd be more like a scab, right? Like just kind
Yeah, get a little putty knife.
And they said don't scratch it. You could spread Vaseline on it to keep you from scratching it or
Does it
something.
itch or anything? Like, do you
Not
wanna
yet.
scratch it? Okay.
Not yet. And so, number one, I was thinking, do I do this if I was just radio guy still? Or the fact that we're on video all the time, is that why I'm doing this?
Obviously
'Cause
you're
my
registering
vanity's-
the wife complaint at 0.
Right.
As far as like, okay, just wanted to,
Yeah.
yeah,
don't-
I would. You probably wouldn't. But I will tell you that much like the F slur in that Dire Straits song, I look at you every day, and I don't think I've ever really noticed those.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know.
Well, anyway,
If you can get it covered by insurance, I guess. I don't know. Why not?
I don't even know. They're like, what's your deductible? I'm like, yeah.
What is all this?
You know, I don't know. And yeah,
Start
they just
talking like RFK.
charge me money.
That'd be a funny reaction in the doctor's office. They just ask you for the pay. You're like, the system's broken. I don't know.
And my other thing is, so they were like, just like at the dentist, they're like, you should try to stop chewing tobacco. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. So they're like, you are a fair-skinned individual. You should wear sunscreen every day. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Every day?
I do something.
You probably should.
You should every day, but mine's light. I do like a.
It's like a lotion /
It's a
sunscreen
lotion. It's
kinda.
SPF 20.
Yeah.
But it's every day, just when I dry off.
Well, so I had that same reaction that you did.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
well, every day?
It will do
Maybe
so
if I'm going to
much.
lay out at the beach.
It would do wonders for your aging, but if you don't really give a shit, then
Is he trying to say that I look like a
yeah.
prune?
Sure.
Well, so she goes, also, if you don't like to slather on the sunscreen, they have a pill now. I'm like, what?
Whoa.
She goes, oh, yeah. We have a sunscreen pill, and it's called whatever, and you could get it online, or we have it up front. So maybe they're just trying to sell me on it because they have it for sale.
How? How does that work?
I don't know. And everybody I've told this about says that same thing.
SPF pills.
Is that a thing?
It's right here.
that's insane.
So for the past couple of days, over the whole weekend, I would just pop a pill. They said you got to pop a pill, wait at least an hour before going out in the sun, and then I would do my afternoon walkie-talkie.
Okay, so does this replace sunscreen if you're going to be outside?
They said it could replace it.
This is not a thing.
What?
Harvard Health says not to believe that.
What do they know? They've denied the lab leak theory.
My dermatologist said. I'll have to show you the exact
DEI. Yeah, I can
kind.
see it.
I didn't bring it. I should have brought it in.
No, that's interesting though. I mean, you could just add it to your little pill jar.
Yeah,
Like
now
me?
put it in your.
My little pill organizer I have. You know what I saw over the weekend? I saw they're selling creatine like to women now.
We're about to hit the creatine era,
Yeah.
or we're already in it.
Yeah. Spamming creatine.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I've seen it now. Like instead of it being like in a supplement container, which just looks very like, it's now in. It looks like it comes from Bath and Body Works, but it's just creatine monohydrate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I promise you, I swear to God, I've been telling female members of my family for 4 or 5 months. I'm like, you should really give this a look. Now they'll try it.
Things
you heard about this?
Things are in better packaging once women start using it.
Oh, without a doubt.
Of how oil used to, you have to get a can of oil, and then you had this opener, which was a metal thing with like a knife on the bottom of it, and you'd slam it in the can. And then that's how you'd pour out the oil. And then it was never like fully locked in, so you get oil all over your hand and all over everything too.
Because you were a man and it didn't matter.
Right. But then women started, they get all liberated. I want a job. And then they started, I can change my own oil.
They opened up that garage by Jake's house.
And then they started putting it in plastic bottles, real nice. You could open it and just pour it out, and you never get a mess. Women. Helping stuff.
Moving society along.
Yeah.
I had a couple quick notes from the weekend. I had my first 2 youth sport event weekend. I had Saturday and Sunday. We had a makeup game.
Soccer, right?
I love it, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad.
I absolutely love it. I got scolded a little bit.
Again?
No. My daughter has a unique set of challenges. And even among like my entire family, extended family, her teachers, I know every dad or whatever parent thinks this, we communicate best with each other, me and her. I can get her to do things that other people can't, right? So the last game we had, I just kind of went over on the sideline, and I wasn't really coaching the team, but I was definitely coaching her because she's not going to do it. If the coach says, do you want to come out? She will say yes. If she's on the bench and the coach says, do you want to come in? She will say no. I'm like, that's not what we're doing. You tell her, and she'll go. But you know what I mean? It's just easier for me. So we got a notice that I couldn't be over there, and that felt cucky.
What? Notice?
Yeah, because it was from day one. I was over there. Some of the teams have like 3-4 coaches. Actually, every team. And ours is just the lady usually. And so I just jumped over there, and we got a group chat thing of like, kind of got to take this course and get registered. And it was just embarrassing because the games were back-to-back. So one day I'm over there like, come on. And the next day I'm just like sitting with all my arms crossed. It was super embarrassing.
So it's just the lady coach?
Well, I think actually maybe her husband.
Why didn't you ask him?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
This just all kind of came up. I'm going to do it, but,
I want to help you guys as an assistant.
I helped out in pregame, and anyways, it was fun. So after the Saturday game, we went to a winery with 5 or 6 of other couples. These are Nora's school friend couples. These are not my friends that high school friends, all that. So we go to this winery. It's nice, chill, whatever. I'm watching the Masters on my phone. The one guy there is not, drinking, obviously. And so there's like 10 to 12 kids with us. 4 to 9, maybe 10 years old. And we're not really paying attention. These people are getting loaded. I'm whatever. And I look around, and it occurs to me, like all these kids have these little flags in their hands, right? Like little flags that look like something you'd put down for like gas work or like lawn work, and they're running around with them. And I see them all running over to one location where there are like 30 of these flags, and they're piling them up, and now there's 40 of these flags, and they're running back over to this other part of this field at this winery, and they grab the last couple and bring them over. And now there's like 50, 60 of these flags over here, and they're all laughing, going crazy, and they're like, all of a sudden the adults are like, what's going on? Where'd you get those? I'm like, oh, they were just all over here. And I'm like, that's definitely not
So they
good.
were like marking gas
Definitely not
lines or
good.
something?
And now we are we know what's coming. So we're looking around. It's owned by like an old family. Here comes the matriarch. So she's walking over. She's probably 80. She's like, actually, first it was a dude. A dude was like, yeah, those flags were there for a reason. Spectrum was actually here all day on Friday, marking out, whatever. And, dude, the crazy, like, so now I'm with, some of these people are older than me, like parents that are, were older parents. They're like in their mid-40s. The getting transformed back into fucking getting in trouble was like we're all looking down. We're like, all right, I'm sorry. We won't do it again. And the guy was just like, it just doesn't, you could just control him a little bit. And now he's doing that thing,
Okay, guy.
the same thing that your teacher or parents did where you've already got the message, you apologize, it's not going to happen anymore. Now we're in overtime. And now he's like, there's people here trying to enjoy themselves. And we're like, yeah.
Okay.
Fucking get it, bro.
Right.
Okay. And he's, and you know how the one time you got an email that said, I'll go to the mat over this, and that always stuck in my head? The phrase that paid was he had said his piece. We were like, okay. And one guy was even like, hey, we can't put the flags back. You know, we don't know where they were, but nothing else will happen. So it's kind of done. He was kind of bowing up a little bit.
One of your guys.
Yeah, and the guy was like, all right, let's just reel it in. Like, reel it in.
That flag in my neighborhood, or at least by my family, is given the same respect as an orange cone.
Just ditch it if it's in your
No.
ear for any reason.
No, I'm saying
I
other
thought-
people.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the way
Now,
you
by me.
respect an
Don't-
orange cone.
Don't pull it. Don't get near. Don't even look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's there.
Word is
It's
bond
like
with
legal
the-
tender. If that is put in by construction worker, like all of a sudden we can't go anywhere near that.
It'll be there for a year and a half.
The orange cone is a crazy trust thing because you could just go move it and just change traffic. Like you could just be in control of that. Yeah.
This guy,
Can, huh?
this
No,
guy.
I used to own one. You can buy one
drive
at Home
around.
Depot for $15.
Okay.
And then you're in a crowded area. I started this at like Ticket Stock and stuff. I want to leave after we did the noon show, and then we got to come back. But I'd have a choice spot because I got there so early, or Summer Bash or whatever. I just pull the orange cone out of my back, put it there, and somehow it is it's people will not move it.
The excitement you had in San Antonio when you found out we had an orange cone blocking in the van was just
This is just
next
magical.
level. It was just like a kid on Christmas.
It's incredible.
I'd imagine like a vest, like one of those neon vests, can get you
Ooh.
a lot of influence out in public settings too.
You know what? I feel like I've seen people do that. Maybe I'm just thinking of scammers. I've seen people do that with parking, like at an event. You have one of
hold
those,
it off
just
for their
kind of like,
friends to just
Yeah,
go through, and
yeah.
they just get in the car.
I think I've seen people do that before.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so I got scolded. What does a regular weekend for you look like, Vinny? What is this weekend?
This weekend I got some shows, being a Backdoor Comedy Club, and
Last weekend, we're doing weekend check.
Oh, this
I just
past
want to know
weekend?
about your life.
I think I went to A&M baseball game. Yeah, Aggie baseball game
Where was it?
That's weird.
at Bluebell Park, Olson Field, in College Station.
You were in College Station.
Yeah, I was an Aggie. I went to A&M, and I like it's a great time for baseball season. You know, the weather's like perfect, and they won.
I've always had a desire to get into college baseball. Like
That's also weird.
when I see it every year in the College World Series, I'm like, well, this is better.
The ping.
Yeah, and just everybody's all teed up.
Yeah, there's
Pissed
like
off.
chants.
Yeah, it just
you
looks-
know, it's like how like college football's. I like college football atmosphere more than the professional.
You know,
atmosphere.
I've mentioned this before. Like listeners of this show know this, but if you ever watch videos of baseball in like Japan or Korea,
Oh yeah, no.
it's much more like college football.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
crazy
Or you
coordination.
see like Slovenian basketball.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff
the
like
Balkans
Jokic-
go
Yeah,
look, fire off a flare.
yeah.
That's cool though. So is it like is it a series over the weekend
Yeah,
normally?
they played
Friday.
South Carolina. Yeah,
Just pop down there for that? Or do
Swept them.
If you go down and do something like that, do you try to plan a show with it?
It was a day game, so
No.
just in and out.
Interesting.
You went down just for the sole purpose of watching Aggie baseball.
Mhm. Oh yeah, and got some lanes too. I used to work at Lanes Chicken.
They have them up here now, don't they? Or
Yeah,
they're
they
not the same?
franchised and they're not the same.
Yeah.
But they had a real. I worked at the original Lanes, and it was almost like the relationship of like, you guys remember Good Burger, the movie Good Burger?
Of course.
Mondo Burger. That's kind of how we saw Cane's, because Cane's kind of came in, took the whole like formula, the secret sauce idea, just made it like this big franchise thing, and then set up shop like in the same parking lot
In College
as
Station.
Lanes. As the
Damn.
original one in Walton. And we would like, I mean, there was like a rivalry that should not have existed. We would call up Cane's and order like 1,876 chicken fingers and then never pick them up.
I love that.
Well, we saved you for last. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's been so long.
I got a little bit.
We haven't seen you. Do you need like a full
Just do what we can today.
Full
We'll
week
do the
story
rest
tomorrow?
off
No.
the top tomorrow and Thursday.
No, I'll speed through this. So this was my annual ski trip. We go pretty late in the ski season because everything is cheaper, rentals cheaper, mountain tickets cheaper, and I'm not a good enough skier to understand the difference between like fresh powder or whatever.
You know when you fall.
Yeah, it hurts. Ice hurts, but whatever. And so we were gifted a timeshare as a wedding present.
Timeout. He told me about this before he left.
Yeah.
So you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm like, how is this the first time we're talking about this? And he starts complaining about it, and that's this, and it's that, or whatever. And I'm like, that sounds awesome.
Well,
Like, also, this is the exact plot to Aspen, the South Park episode, where you're
yeah.
going to have a bad time.
Yeah, and so I'm a little outside my expertise here, but I guess there's a big upfront cost for a timeshare, which we avoided. I think we pay $500 for this thing and another $100 in maintenance fees or something. So I think it's $600 for the year. But I just don't like being shackled to it.
I think it's awesome that you have it. Because, again, remember my mom bought a 1/4 acre plot of land in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas.
And that thing's killing it.
Just
Because
wait,
Uncle
though.
Gary lived across the street from it. So she was going to build a house there or whatever. Many, many years ago, she bought this thing for like $3,000. Well, then Uncle Gary died. Aunt Terry moved away. Now she owns this crappy little piece of land that they charge her $40 a month for in like Hot Springs Village fees.
Yeah.
So what's that? $400, $500 a year. So she like couldn't keep up with it and gave it to me. And so now I pay $500 a year for this crappy piece of land that you can't sell it even.
That's like not a good success story
No.
for Blake to lean on at all. For
No,
like,
I'm saying
You're
I would
saying it
love
could be
to have
worse.
this timeshare if I paid $500
oh,
a
you're
year.
already
and I
paying
got,
that for that. I got you.
I
yeah.
have to pay the dues for the Hot Springs Village, so I could give it back to them and forego these fees forever. But I don't know. I don't want to yet.
I don't understand this
But-
feeling of shackled. I mean, on the surface, I do, but for $600 a year,
You just got to look at the perspective. If you had my perspective, I have this thing. I pay $500 a year for a piece of wooded land that I can go look at. You can go like stay in a hotel or whatever, and
It seems sweet. $600 for a week. We get it for 7 days.
is it a cabin or like a condo type thing?
It's like a very 80s hotel where it's like everything I think is centered like in the middle of the hotel. So in the middle, like everything faces the pool or the ping pong tables or the courtyard. And I think it was built in the 80s and I just picture everyone with their doors open, just kind of hanging out. And that's the vibe. But, it's just, I don't know. I just don't like not ever being able to get out from under it.
you have
I
to go
guess.
there and not somewhere else.
And I know there are like timeshare portals where you can trade with people, and maybe I need to explore that. But the first few years with this was great, but now we've done it 5-6 times, and I don't know.
I'll trade you a week in Hot Springs.
Maybe we'll have to do that.
A week in Hot Springs. You just kind of walk the perimeter.
So we get
Put up a tent.
We get a suite, so we get a bed and a living area, and so we take my parents to help watch the kid. Pull out bed in there for them. We get the
Oh.
bedroom.
Interesting.
Yeah, we kind of cram in there.
Well, I don't know. I feel like if you're bringing the in-laws or the grandparents, they may want the prime real estate.
No, because we're not charging them anything. Just come stay for free.
Yeah,
get to
here.
see-
I think there's a.
Here,
I think
old
there's-
man.
I think there's a futon. I know you're 90 and your back is in
Yeah.
shambles, but
Power move.
why don't you hop on this ottoman?
I'm the alpha
I think I could
now.
make you a pallet.
Oh, would you just stay home? Enjoy Wiley for another week then.
Got a new patriarch in town.
Oh my God! Yeah.
So
She's coming with me too.
one day in, I was ready to call the vacation just a complete and utter failure
Nowhere to go but up.
because the kid is used to getting everything he wants around grandparents. He's got to do something on the plane. It's just snacks for days, and I think he was just hyped. And the thing that I don't understand, my parents as grandparents were not my parents as parents. Hey, 6:30 in the morning, you want a cookie? Have at it. You've already brushed your teeth and going to bed? Here, a bag of chips.
Yeah, no, it's
You want to
wild.
play this game where you shoot people on my phone?
The
Go for it.
hypocrisy go crazy.
It's unreal. These are not the people that I knew.
I know. No, and even like my grandparents that were kind of the chill ones were nothing like my parents. And I know they're listening. I don't care. I'll fight through the media. It's not even close, and it really makes things hard.
And then the worst thing is they
You have
start.
kids?
Nah, I don't have kids.
Okay.
They start telling fake stories about you or real stories, but just how bad you were. You'll get this later once your kid's older. It'll
Yeah.
be like, oh, yeah, she's doing something wrong. And it's like, oh, your dad, he once got arrested, and it doesn't matter. I caught him with acid, and it's fine. Smoke that bowl, whatever. I mean,
Is
it's
this
just
helping?
real.
Is this helping? How is it helping?
No, but
Yeah.
is-
What are you saying?
As a kid, we didn't keep sodas in the house, didn't keep desserts, didn't keep snacks, and now my
Same.
dad literally bought a 48-pack of cookies for our 5-day stay. It was unreal. So let me get to the highlight of the trip. Throw the picture up, Clayton. I checked something off of my bucket list while in Denver. I
Casa Bonita.
stopped by the iconic Casa Bonita.
Is it open?
It's open.
Did you eat there?
I did.
Yeah, they revived it.
So it died during COVID, and the South Park writers came in, bought it for I think $3.5 million, and thought, yeah, we'll just kind of keep the doors open. Well, it needed to be heavily renovated, and they spent about $40 million renovating it. So it opened back up in 2023, and it was a 6-month wait list. And I don't know how we got in there, but we did. It was a Tuesday, non-spring break. I think we just kind of got lucky. But those that are unfamiliar, it has basically been called the Disneyland of Mexican food. Because you sit down and you eat, there are cliff divers going on, there's a puppet show every 20 minutes, there's a magic show every hour, there's these little NPC characters walking around doing their own show. It's amazing. But the first 30 minutes, I guess the first hour, it's $40. For kind of basically all you can eat sopapillas, but the food is well below average.
Really? Of course it is.
Very crappy Mexican food. And as I'm sitting in this cave eating this food for $40, I'm like, I don't know about this. But then once we got up and walked around, having a kid there obviously helps. But like I said, there's Black Bart is walking around trying to escape the sheriff. And the sheriff is walking around asking people if you've seen him. That kind of stuff was funny to me. There were other characters that walked up to Brooks. Hey, have you seen my treasure? And so that part was fun. Brooks got a balloon animal, and the cliff diver. I think I pulled a video of that, Clayton. Yeah, there's just a dude in a Speedo climbing a cliff, and we'll just do dive. Just every 20 minutes. And we thought about how funny is it that's his job.
Yeah.
I got to go into the restaurant and dive tonight.
This is kind of like, do you ever see people on Twitter, I don't know, the guru self-help people will tweet something and then tag it with like, you can just do things. This kind of how I feel when I see stuff like this. It's the same way as like sometimes if I watch Asian game shows or television, and there's just like, oh, well, there's a guy playing the harp dressed as a bee on a water slide. Like, I don't understand it, but they're just like, well, you can just do this shit. Who cares? Maybe we will just have a cliff diver at a Tex-Mex restaurant. Why not?
The guys who see the video, though, end up jumping in the fish tank at Cabela's and stuff.
Oh, that's true. That was such a great video. Do you remember
The naked guy?
Naked guy at Cabela's?
He's in the dating profile app, right? Of just all these random celebrities that had their 10 minutes.
I think, yeah, that's got to be, he's got to be hooking up with Shovel Girl.
So in reading about Casa Bonita, I didn't realize this, but they had 4 other ones, or maybe 3 other ones. And one was in Fort Worth.
Oh, wow.
I did not know that. By the Hewlin Mall. I don't think it made it very long.
As lavish with all the accoutrement as the Denver one. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, the 80s mall. Phew. I mean, I know you guys know better than I do, but like the 2-floor arcade that we had. What a day. Water features.
And then there were some South Park nods. Like, I think if you're there on the right day, Man Bear Pig will be walking around.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, the writers did all the voices for the announcements and what have you. But, yeah, there's arcade there, too. But it was pretty cool. I don't know if I'd ever go back, but it was cool to see. And maybe if I was with some other people, I'd want to go back. But
How far is it from the timeshare?
about an hour and a half. So we stay in Avon, which is about an hour and a half west of Denver.
What
And
if we
so
went and did shows from the timeshare for a week?
Well, yeah, we could.
I'm in.
Then we hit a Rockies game because downtown stadiums are the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
And
it
it's just,
there.
It was just a couple miles away. Walked up, $7 a ticket, and I just saw other people just walking around, and then up, let's just see a couple innings.
Name
Just
a
walk
Rocky.
in there.
A current Rocky. Interesting. Let me get back to you.
You walked up.
Can
and
you?
bought a ticket? No problem.
Yeah.
There's no way you can.
No, you could see it from the highway. The third 300 level was not very packed.
No, we're
But-
not doing Dante Bichette,
I was gonna,
Probably Dante Bichette Jr.
Todd Helton.
Just start bringing up
No.
guys that you know, and then just say
No,
Junior.
Bo Bichette plays for the Blue Jays. No, I was going to say this. I always thought the Rockies had a really cool team. Through Todd Helton and Tulowitzki and
Oh, for sure.
Cargo, they always had a really
Mesh.
cool team. But this year,
Gabe played there for a year.
this year things are not looking good.
Of course not.
Chris Bryant, he's a Rocky.
Oh, he is? He's a
Yeah.
current Rocky?
Yeah, Britton Doyle out in center. Anyway,
Couldn't tell you.
downtown ballparks are the best. Only skied for a day this trip. Went with a buddy of mine. We did 25 runs on the day, and on my third run of the day, I hit 56 miles an hour.
Woo.
I chased that dragon the rest of the day, but 56 was my top.
What are you using?
I got an app
All
called
the fun.
Slopes.
Okay.
It'll track the GPS. It'll show your map for the day and top speeds and what have you. And then the final thing is we drove over to Aspen because I hear about Aspen a lot, either through South Park or Dumb and Dumber. It was always a place I wanted to visit.
Not a real place.
Aspen?
Yeah. To me, you get there, you're like, this is a movie.
It's just a town.
set.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't feel like it was just a town at all.
Really?
It's like a resort town, right?
It's a resort town for sure. It just feels like it felt to me like I was on a movie set. Maybe because I've seen it in movies.
Well, it is really cool how the mountain will turn into the town. Like you
Yeah.
can get off the slopes and take your skis off and walk to your timeshare, condo, whatever. And so the first time we went there, we took a gondola up because that's pretty iconic. We got to see the view from up there. And this was several years ago, but we needed some brunch, breakfast, whatever, and we walked in this place called Poppycock's. It was like one of the only places to get food around there. And I was wearing a cowboy shirt at the time, and the owner sits us down and he says, "Hey, Jerry Jones and his wife Jean sits over there all the time." I was like, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah, he's got a house in Aspen. It's got a big blue star on it." And of
Of
course,
course it does.
he said every year for Christmas he orders just crates of this pancake mix to send to all the team employees. Done. Okay, I guess it's got to be good. And then I see it on the menu, oatmeal pancakes. It's like, what we're known for. And so I got each of you a bag by your trash cans. And these pancakes are ridiculously good. We drive an hour and a half to Aspen.
He hit it behind the Look what's under your chair.
Every year we make the hour and a half
Oprah.
drive to Poppycock's in Aspen because Jerry Jones loves it, and these pancakes are ridiculously good. And so I guess it's not, it's got to have some flour, but basically the base is oatmeal, which makes them a little heartier, and it goes with the syrup really. It's fantastic.
That is definitely the sort of thing I would do if I had money. Like, you're just traveling somewhere and you're like, you know what, I like these.
I want
I want to have
everybody-
these every year.
And so I saw the guy again, said, "Hey, guy from Dallas, we talk every year, whatever." He said, "Oh, hey, Jerry just ordered a bunch for his employees the other day." He said he paid more in overnight shipping than he did for the pancake mix.
I bet he's done that a lot.
Yeah.
I want it now.
Yeah. So
That's definitely the rich guy move you want.
That's awesome, man.
There's my trip to Denver.
Like, you would just order bread from Thundercloud in Austin. You could just have that sandwich every day without having to go there.
The reason I ask about those Rockies tickets is, do you guys, whenever you go to Cowboys game, do you buy them at the stadium or you just buy them online?
Well, I wanted to avoid all the fees, and so I just walked up and bought a ticket.
Okay, at a game?
Yeah.
Okay, because I went to the Arlington Supercross here in February, and like the motorcycle races, and I'm like, there's no way this is gonna sell out. Like not enough people like watch this sport for it to sell out. I'll be able to go up to the box office, no problem.
Sure.
And I get to the box office, buy tickets here. There's a lady, she's a ticket booth attendant. She's got a sign behind her. It says buy tickets here. I go up to her. I was like, I'd like 2 tickets for tonight's event, please. She was like, you can't buy tickets here. And I was like, what do you mean you can't buy tickets? She was like,
Because you're Mexican?
She just pointed at the sign.
She was like, yeah, we ever since COVID, we don't do you can't buy tickets at the window now. And I was like, what?
Can't buy tickets at the location where the thing is.
Yeah, there's a sign over here that
Right.
buy tickets. She's at the
Yeah.
ticket booth location, and I'm the same way because I don't want to now. That's like $50
Yeah.
in convenience fees. She's like, well, do you have the StubHub app? And I'm like, I don't want to do that because then I have to pay these. I'm in front of you right now,
Right.
Right.
asking you to buy a ticket for the event at the ticket booth,
No,
and she's giving me this line about COVID. And even if that was true, you're in the perfect profession, for
Right,
like
yeah.
COVID, like a
It's-
job. Like there's this
It's a built-in.
thick plexiglass like in between us. Like there's no so to hear that you can actually just go up is
no, we bought 5 tickets for $35.
yeah. So then I end up having to pay and like what becomes an inconvenience fee like right in front of her, and I'm just bitching and moaning the whole time and just like
Why is that lady even there?
Yeah.
Just to tell
Just
Just to
people
tell you
that?
can't buy tickets. Yeah.
Not her first time.
Dan, you aware that there are just full stadiums of people watching motocross?
What stadium was this?
Well,
AT&T
AT&T.
Oh,
every year.
I thought you were
In
like
February.
at a tiny little place or something.
No, February
Okay.
every year.
They do monster trucks too, don't they?
Like the same week they use the same dirt.
I've been to
Prob-
the
probably
monster
the same
truck, too.
crowd.
It's usually the
Can't-
next weekend.
Can't
yeah.
Thing
wait.
over there.
Monster
boy.
Jam, yeah.
Qualis Roofing and Construction will sponsor sports for us today because we're going to get into that. Have they replaced your roof yet? Because it's storm season.
Working on it. We're scheduling my roof right now. I
Okay.
got the deductible all figured out. I know what that means now.
How
Thanks-
big of a
thanks to
beating was
Qualis.
that? Having to do
luckily-
that on your own.
Luckily, not a beating at all.
So a boo
Yes.
yay. Yes, if your roof does get pelted with hail or whatever, that's a boo. That's terrible. But yay, QualisGC.com. Qualis Roofing is there to help you. And they're going to, like they did this for me, what was it, about a year ago actually, replace my roof. All we paid was deductible. They dealt with the insurance company, like the calls back and forth, the email. Like I didn't even do anything.
The
Nothing.
appointment
They-
with the adjuster.
They took it all out of my hands. The only thing I did, we had to pick like the color of the shingle. I'm like, I don't know, make it roof color. I don't care.
New
but they're
roof.
awesome.
Make it new roof. Yes, and if you get a free roof inspection, they'll give you a free roof inspection and a Dumb Zone t-shirt for free when you hit them up. QualisGC.com. Any listener that gets a roof, they'll pay $690 for a $690 for you. So it's QualisGC.com. Qualis, making roofing sexy again.
Really? Is that what they say?
From the wonderful world of sports, Radio Sports Scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
What a weekend.
So, was listening or watching 18, Rory on 18, the first time yesterday, and Jim Nantz is talking, and my wife is like, "This guy sucks." So
And then you made love.
here is Jim Nantz.
The story's been written a million times. The questions have been asked repeatedly.
God, dude.
When, if, can you do it? How badly do you want it? All of those moments lead to this.
Then he misses. So a little false start by Nantz. He was
Why
had
is he
his thing all
talking like
written.
that, though? It's a lifetime narrator.
Yeah, it sounds like my internal monologue when I'm trying to have sex with my wife.
How bad do you want it? It's golf.
now
Yeah.
what he should say.
Going to a playoff.
What he should say is, I guess he didn't really. Guess this isn't that important to him. I guess
Right.
he's,
Follow up.
and especially after he hit that the shot into the sand right there. Choke. That is a choke of epic proportions. You were up one. All you had to do is par that hole. So, of course, the incredible momentum that Justin Rose had as he finished really strong and Rory did not, that means Justin Rose would walk away with the green
Yeah,
jacket.
oh, no.
Oh, wait.
No.
The momentum didn't matter because I'll tell you what, that's what they would have said had he won it. Anyway.
How bad do you want it?
Here, let me give you a little more Nantz. I just think Nantz, when I watch football, I'm like, this guy is not a football announcer. He's a golf announcer. Let him do that. And then when I watch golf, I hate him. So I don't know what I want. I just think I just need no Nantz. I would rather have Tony Romo in the booth with Nantz at a golf match because that would at least make it.
Oh, yeah, some antidote to Nantz. Do you ever meet someone and you're like, boy, I really respect that person and I like them and they're funny. I like everything about them. That's just kind of the person. They embody what I think a complete person would be. That's the opposite for Nantz. I hate everything about him. I hate his voice. I hate his look. I hate that he represents golf and particularly Augusta. I hate that he's like, I'm going to retire in 2038. The most self-important shit ever. I hate that he had.
He just recently announced that, right?
Yeah.
Like literally a decade from now.
I hate that he had a painting of himself that his wife wouldn't let him hang.
Dude, when I was a kid.
I hate everything about him.
When I was a kid, they fired.
He probably uses, well, whatever.
Brent Musburger out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Was fired from CBS. And it was just, as I recall, this was just a shocking media story. Because, they're each, place has their lead announcer type guy. And that was Brent Musburger. He handled everything. And all of a sudden, he's just gone. And it was shocking. And I kind of think Jim Nantz saying, I'm going to retire in 2038 or whatever he said, is kind of saying, look, now you can't fire me for that long. No matter what I ask for and what I like, if I announce, I'm legendary Jim Nantz. I would love them to fire him.
So mean, but yeah.
I want that right after. Okay, I want Luka back on the Mavs. I want them to fire him. Then I want my kids to stay healthy and be successful. In that order.
Fair.
Okay, so now it's golf.
I want the Popeyes $5 big box back, but
and if you're used to watching guys
here.
punch each other in the mouth and just huge strategic, like they're going to try and now tell you how exciting this golf is.
You're such a hater. I love it.
Hear the unexpected unfolding on a Sunday. But you said earlier, you used the term head spinning. I've never seen anything quite as head spinning as what this final round has produced.
Yeah, we used the term earlier, roller coaster. You needed your seatbelt buckled for this one. So many twists and turns.
They say it's the all-time pollen count in the
Okay, now this doesn't make any sense.
What's going on here?
This doesn't make any sense to drop this in here.
Okay.
Except for it's self-serving.
So many twists and turns.
They say it's the all-time pollen count in the state of Georgia history is right here in Augusta this weekend, all time. A lot of people, myself included, would attest to that, but there's even thicker air of tension. This play is about to begin.
So he's trying to
it's horrible.
tie in that I've got, you can hear my voice is a little
Right.
weird because of the pollen.
I'm just like the golfers fighting through it, except they're fighting through the pressure and that's fantastic. From start to finish, what a roller coaster. I've never been more excited in my life.
Look, I think it's cool that Rory won.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think it's cool. Also self-serving. Tiger tweeting congratulations. Only that Tiger was the only guy who had all four majors. Like Rory now the only golfer playing who has all four majors. Is that right?
So, do we have a list?
He's got the career Grand Slam now.
Will you
Yes.
add?
Yes, that's right.
Will you add reasons why it was okay for Tiger or LeBron to make it about themselves to the that's?
What do you mean?
We have a list for you of any time LeBron and Tiger make it about themselves for no reason.
Yeah, no, Tiger kind of made this about himself because when
is-
he is tweeting this out, you're thinking, oh, wait, the only other. Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's
He's like,
fair.
oh, also, he didn't say this, but I read between the lines. I had them all at one time. Like I won them all in a row. Not the same calendar year, but there was one time in
Tiger
golf
Slam.
when you said, who is the defending champion of this major? Like every major, it was Tiger. Rory, that's cool that you did it like 8 years apart, little buddy. That's pretty sweet. Anyway.
So exciting.
I do think it's cool that Rory won. I don't think this is a good story at all that you're about to hear, because now we're going to get you geared up. It's Justin Rose, it's Rory. Let's give you a couple of things that will bring you in. Now I have brought my wife in. She's now watching the end of this with me. So let's just reset for everybody why this is so cool. Okay? So we can just teach everybody about golf and why this is great.
I was telling you the story about the modest terms that Rory and his family grew up with in Northern Ireland. One of Rory's closest friends over here in the States is Jimmy Dunn, who's an Augusta member. Rory once told him the story about how he took his son, this young, gifted talent, to the range. All he had left for the week was one token, enough money for one token. He put it in the ball box. Rory told his daddy that I wanted to hit more. He said, son, that's all I've got till next Tuesday. Just go hit every shot. It's only like 30 balls. Just go hit every shot like the Masters depends on it. Disappointed, the little Rory said, okay, Dad, I'm going to do it. Let's go.
It's the lamest. It's just the lamest thing I've ever heard.
So let's try to make Justin Rose interesting.
Justin Rose, you talked about a Hall of Fame resume. Probably already there with Olympic gold and all of his successes and international play. And you look at the prestigious places where he's won. He's won at great golf courses around the world, not just at Marion, but at Muirfield Village. Won at Pebble Beach a few years back. It goes on and on. Got a major, he's got his Olympic gold.
You saw him look up to the sky after making that putt on 18. That's a nod to his late father, Ken.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, he's dead.
My God. You know what? So now I'm thinking, God, he's playing with that heaviness.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my gosh.
I
his
died
dad-
Wednesday during the practice round.
Nod to his late father, Ken.
Yes. His dad passed away really at the young age of 57 back in 2002.
That's like that's the medium amount of time. It's both not when you were young and not last week.
23 years
That's
ago.
the least sad amount of time to be experiencing.
And how old is Justin Rose? I mean, he must have been.
He's like in his, he was definitely like in his 20s by then.
He's not grappling with it still. He's not.
No.
Now here's the final call.
With the shadows being.
Okay, by the way, so yeah, now it's later in the day, and so it is kind of cool looking. I mean, everything looks cool. The Masters looks
incredible. It's the White Lotus of golf tournaments.
Yeah, but now here's the ball, but then there's a really long shadow of the ball. It is cool looking. But Nantz sees that. I don't think he wrote this last night, because I think sometimes he writes his final statement the night before. But on this one, he sees that, and then you're going to hear his brain working, and he's going to come up with something with the shadow.
Will the shadows be in his way?
No. The only problem is the nerves.
Yeah. Look at the long shadows. Symbolic at this moment of the journey it's taken to get here.
Is it?
For all this history.
Don't make me root for him to miss this shot, but he made it.
The long journey is over. McIlroy has his masterpiece.
He wrote that last night.
Yeah.
Sure.
Masterpiece, because he had all the other majors, but not the Masters.
That's very good.
So
it's very good. I mean, he's just too much, but I love it. He thinks all of life is like a play, and he's the playwright. By the way, that's something I wanted to talk to you about. I was listening to our friend. We introduced him as comedian Vinny Corrales, but did you write children's plays?
Oh yeah, yeah. When I first moved up here, I was a musician, and So you just like wait around a lot during the day, and you're just doing stuff at night. So I would call different preschools and have them like bring like music classes to their preschool. So I was bouncing around from like Montessori schools and
This is as a business.
just like some independent contractor stuff, basically, And I wrote this one. It was called Pink Floyd or What Dreams May Come, and it took place in a dream. And we did like Inner Sandman. We did like I did like a Weezer song. We did, but it was like a 45-minute. It was very ambitious, and but it was fun. Yeah,
And you made money from this.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, this was like probably 10 years ago. So we would just
Like I heard him say, like talking like, yo, you're doing comedy. What else you got? Doing music. What else you got going on? It's like, well, I sold a children's play, and that got me through for a while.
yeah. I haven't thought about those in a while.
Anyways,
So that's what I got in sports. What my Luka thought of the weekend.
Oh yeah,
was this morning. I heard someone else talking about Luka. I mean, it's incredible that it can still like. I feel like it's dominating sports media still. Like that's how big of a miscue this was.
Yeah, I mean, I try to spend a day or so not thinking about it if possible.
Yeah, I try
like
to.
making sure that my podcast listening that day doesn't involve the NBA or whatever. I got to get a day, but you know what? It's not going to matter here in about a week because he's going to be playing like every other night or every third night. It's going to be awesome, and we're going to be watching him and Ant again, just like we were going to get to watch for years to come here. Sucks.
I missed this just watching up in Denver. The worst part was Cuban, right? After the game.
Oh, seeing him hug up.
Yeah, acting like nothing happened, and he's wearing an Anthony Davis shirt.
Yeah, it was really weird. So did you see the video? We played it of Cuban during Fire Nico chants.
Yeah, that
You think it was
posturing
performance?
is so old. He sucks.
Yeah, no.
He started this whole thing. You're right. Anyway, go ahead.
No, I mean, and I don't know. I mean, he got the quick dap up afterward. Jason Kidd's gone from the floor, so he didn't. But yeah, I don't know. It's I'm excited to watch the Lakers play. I guess I'll put it to you like that.
Well, Jason Kidd ran right off the floor.
Yeah, right
because
away.
Jason Kidd was a big part of this effing trade.
Yeah.
If Jason Kidd said absolutely not, like that's probably the guy that Nico leaned on here. Because, I'm not really in the game. You are. Like.
You were with him in L.A.
There is no way that this gets done if Jason Kidd says don't do it.
Completely agree.
But Jason Kidd's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's one thing to convince Patrick Dumont. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, but Jason Kidd's also an egomaniac who likes power.
Oh, yeah.
And likes defense. And so it's not a hard sell to him.
Hell, this might have been Jason Kidd telling Nico.
I think
to go explore this. And you know who I could win with? Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing. I'm tired of this. Oh, you know what? It's not Anthony Davis's fault, and he's a top 75. First of all, I don't know that he's a top 75 player.
We got in a big fight about this last week.
He keeps saying that's what everybody keeps saying.
I don't know where it came from. I guess it was on some list, the NBA.com put out. Now it keeps getting mentioned.
Yeah, for the 75th year of the NBA, they did the top 75 players.
Yeah.
So he barely made it, and Kyrie didn't, remember?
And no Detroit Pistons from that 04-05 team made it.
No, it's stupid. It's like the NFL players voting on the NFL top 100 every year.
But now they're using this as if this is
you should not pay.
Yeah, no, it'll be like Luka had 32, 13, and 9, and Anthony Davis was once considered a top 75 player.
Right. It's like
there's two stat lines.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't care. I don't care that. Oh, well, he didn't. I don't care. He sucks. I don't want him. I would never trade him for Luka. Nobody would. He is not loyal. He is not. He doesn't cry when he sees like. He demanded it. He worked his way out of New Orleans. They weren't a favorite this year. The Lakers weren't. But now that you add Luka, people are like, I don't know, man. I mean, their betting odds went up. So I was thinking about this in the terms of when back in the day it was like would you trade Dirk for Shaq? And at the time I wanted to. I wanted to do it. And when I'm thinking about that scenario, Shaq was still in his prime, but at the end of his prime. But he still had at least a couple of good years left.
Was
where
this
he
Lakers
is,
Shaq you're talking about?
Lakers Shaq.
And pre-ring Dirk.
Where he is.
Is this like pre-06 finals Dirk?
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Where there was talk of, would you trade Shaq for Dirk? I don't know that it was actual talk between the Mavs and Lakers, but it was certainly talk on our radio show.
Mm-hmm.
And the debate was, would Dirk ever be good enough? Would he ever be able to win the big one? This guy clearly is, and he's one of the top 3 players in the NBA right now. So, do you want the 30-something, maybe he was just 30 or just 32 or 3, I can't remember, or this young guy who, like, I don't even know what his game is, and he's really, really good. I think he could win one day, but this is Shaq. So that was the argument. But the argument was for the currently one of the best players in the NBA, one of the top 3 players in the NBA, older guy, versus the young guy who hasn't proven it yet. And it's the only comp is that you had the young guy to trade.
Yeah.
But you weren't trading him for a currently better player.
It doesn't make any sense
no.
to try to make sense of it.
I'm also like kind of curious as how like no other owners kind of like protested, because it seems like you should be able to, like, if you want to trade a player, like every other team should have an opportunity to like put together a deal.
That's kind of like how it is in like waivers, right? Where like, if you cut a guy, it has to go through the order. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's what the trading team usually does because they want to maximize their return.
Right. It kind of takes care of itself. Like the market bears itself by soliciting offers.
And yeah,
I don't know. I just don't. I'm not saying I'm tired of being tired of it. I'm still sad about it. I'm just tired of trying to make sense of it.
It's gonna hurt for a while.
Because it's just like it is what it is. I'm not over it. If Luka were here tomorrow night and there was another Mavericks game, I would go buy a ticket again and I would scream at Cuban just like I did last week. But thinking about it and trying to make sense of it, it's just that this guy sucks at his job and he's an asshole. And he found himself in a perfect situation with a power vacuum, and he exploited it.
Do we all blame Cuban here?
I think
I'm not sold on the blaming Cuban thing, because he was he was told that he was going to be like still in charge of like team operations and stuff, and then they kind of Miriam Adelson kind of like
that's the way it looks.
Cut him out of the deal or whatever.
I would prefer that he have gotten that a little more ironclad, but I'm just tired, man.
I kind of think.
We're not.
I'm not that mad at Cuban, only because
I'm not either.
If there's no way they would do this. This wasn't in the card. No other team
the
would.
Black Swan.
Yeah, and I still go back to I can't believe I would love to see that meeting where Nico is first floating the idea to Rob Pelinka, and Rob Pelinka's like, don't say anything. Don't.
It's your wife.
Don't smile.
Your wife's going out of town, and you're dropping her off at the airport.
Oh yeah, this morning my wife said I got book club after work today, as she's leaving the house, and I'm like,
I was really planning on us
cool.
getting to spend a little time together.
Be cool.
This evening.
Don't
but
say
if
anything.
You gotta go.
Just don't react at all.
The most important thing is you take care of you. I'll be fine.
Don't react at all. And then the guy also worked it to where he didn't give up Austin Reeves. He didn't if you won't let me talk to him, I got to keep that other first round.
You want me to call Utah, or are you calling him?
Okay, buddy. Effing God damn it.
I know.
Do you have any other sports, or you want to get to news?
Well, you were talking Masters a minute ago, and I just had a couple quick notes. I saw 4 or 5 people in the wild wearing Masters gear this weekend, and I'm just wondering, what are we?
So you're watching it.
It's just
I'm going to put on my Masters
at the
shirt.
Soccer fields, at the winery, and at a gas station. And it was one of them was a lady. She just had a Masters polo on. I'm like,
you ever throw your Cowboy jersey on just to watch the Cowboy game?
Yeah, but it's weird because it is a team, and golf doesn't really so much have that option where you'd wear your Bryson T-shirt. But it did feel like being at the grocery store on a Sunday and just having your Super Bowl shirt and a current one, I just love the big game. I don't know. I mean, I know that the merch is super exclusive and they make X amount of crazy money and you have to buy it there and it's cool stuff. It's just so you got to wear it, right?
You're
kind of in a when do I wear this $200 polo spot, and it turns out it's just to Academy moving day.
One day a year.
Yeah.
Boy, I thought about our hypothetical a lot of if you just put a ball on the green, could you break 70 at a major or something? And with the way those greens were playing, I don't think I could have.
So you start like on the edge of the green?
Sure. Just give me a putt.
On
Give me the
any-
hardest putt on every hole.
Can you make it in 70 strokes?
I don't know, man.
That'd be great.
You're going to have to nibble hard.
Some of those greens were ridiculous.
That's a really funny idea.
The ultimate putt-putt course.
I heard because I heard the musers talking this morning, like, could EA go under 500? Because I was thinking it might be like 500 to 1,000, right? Like with penalty strokes and the like. I think it would take 2 days for me to finish the course. Depending on where the drops were.
Do you think about what if they told me to go drive? Like, think of 18. It's this very skinny fairway, and the fans are just lining that. And Rory is just going to hit it. Everybody knows he's going to hit it down the middle there.
Yeah, full public trust. Just everyone's like, yeah, of course, I'll stand here.
But that would be a bet payoff is stand in the gallery when Jake is going to tee off.
The problem is, it's like somebody was talking to me this weekend about injuries from playing sports growing up. And I'm like, well, I played my whole life, still do, but I never really had that many injuries because I wasn't moving that fast. And I feel like you'd be actually safer, maybe, than with like Blake.
Right. You don't want to be to the right of
who's
me.
got serious power.
Okay.
Take your head off power.
But it
I'm
is-
like, dribbling it.
It is funny. Amateurs, when you're playing and you forget that your buddy has a ball back there and you're at your ball, and when they get ready to hit, you get the hell out of there because you don't know where that thing is going. But you have to just stand there 10 feet from a tee shot.
Yeah, that
doesn't compute.
My only other sports note from the weekend, and I don't know if we have time, is we had our first full-blown NIL holdout.
Yeah.
Tennessee's quarterback. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name.
Yeah,
It's Nico.
I just know that it, when written out, looks like I am a Leva, which is funny, but they're blue chip quarterback. And now there are reports that he was actually negotiating during the playoff.
So what does that mean, holdout?
He's not coming to spring practice.
I think he was supposed to get $2 million, and then he saw what the Carson Beck quarterback got when he went to Miami.
Yeah, and he
got
sucks.
$4 million.
Yeah.
And he was basically like, all right, I'm not going to play until I get his number.
It's the
So I
same
want $4
thing
million.
as it's the same.
Or he'll go elsewhere?
Yeah, and I mean, I think as of now, Heupel's saying, their coach is saying, that's it.
No, he's gone.
Yeah.
But
And his dad was super involved, I think.
Yeah, most are. Was the Dan Lanning thing validated?
I don't know. I saw some memes. Do you want to tell us what?
Well, basically, Nico was out shopping himself trying to get more money and I guess hit up Oregon to see what their offer was. And Dan Lanning heard about this and called Josh Heupel, the head coach of Tennessee, and said, hey, your quarterback is shopping himself around. And that's how Heupel found out and then told Nico, you're gone. You're not going to negotiate behind our back.
Okay, I guess he was asked about it. Lanning was, and he didn't comment on it, which means he did.
Well, that's pretty
That's
cool.
good.
That's cool.
Yeah, your team must not think that you're going to be able to make it in the NFL if you're dead set on trying to get this extra $2 million right now.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, talent's talent. They were going at Quinn Ewers.
Talent's talent, but there is something to, and look, we're going to make this comparison about Arch just like we are for Tom Brady, and people are going to say, well, he was able to do that because of his family. And that's somewhat true. But there is something to the Arch Manning thing of hey, I'm going to play here because this is going to get me ready for the NFL.
Yeah.
He could be making double whatever he's making if he wanted
For sure.
to bolt.
But I mean,
And then
the whole Quinn thing was oh my gosh, he's going to leave his high school team. This guy doesn't have the fire to play, and people were falling all over themselves to get him. Then he left Ohio State, and it's oh, this guy. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but to Vinny's point, I think that's different because I think Quinn Ewers was saying I have nothing left to learn or prove in high school. No one in college. I mean, in college, you should be thinking about the NFL if you're a quarterback. I would say. And if
Yeah.
you're just like trying to make a lick, but you may need the
But
money.
there was a lot of, criticism of Quinn Ewers for doing that.
For sure.
And now maybe it's more of a, oh, yeah, of course he did that.
Well, it didn't, I mean, he did that. He went to Ohio State. He bailed from there for a year. But anyways, I think this is probably going to become somewhat commonplace until they figure all this shit out because it's out of control.
Well, they keep trying to not have responsibility for paying them themselves.
Right.
It's out of control, but it's also like it's still the same thing. Because people, I think somebody made the point to me. They were like, "Well, if you pay the players, then only the Alabamas and Georgias are going to get like the best players." And it's just like, well, that's how it is now. Like,
yeah, I don't worry about like the rich getting richer or whatever. But I do think kids just being able. I mean, right now you can commit, get paid, and then just bail. And a lot of these dudes are getting taken advantage of too.
Yeah, but
It's just the Wild West market.
Some people benefit without you even thinking that would have been a consequence of NIL, like the manager of the college basketball team.
That's true.
NIL deal, $100,000 for putting like a Wingstop sticker on his boombox.
That guy ruled. What do you got for me, Dan?
I was just going to tell you about making money because I know a lot about that. Well, making somebody else working to make you money, and that is how ownwell.com/thedumbzone can kick you in.
It is property tax season. Ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Deadline May 15th. So what Ownwell does is they help you appeal your property taxes. I say help you. They just do it for you.
Well, and I say making you money because you're busy, so they do it for you. They do the work, and then they make you money. And if they don't charge you anything. Right? So if they save you $1,000, they'll take a small percentage of that, less than anybody else on the market, but you have now made money.
Just a taste
that you would not have made.
And this
they
year,
take their piece.
This year and going forward, because I joined the Ownwell family a few years ago, and I actually
Ownwell Nation,
and I just got this email last week. 2025 property tax season is approaching. Open up the email. Hi, Blake. There's no need to file anything this year.
Done and dusted. Auto.
So they checked it.
Yeah.
They did it without you doing it. So that 5 minutes you spent was years ago.
Yep.
And
Think of how that 5 minutes has appreciated over time.
Come join Ownwell Nation.
At ownwell.com/thedumbzone. Save money on your property taxes with Ownwell, Dan.
All right.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
All right. I read an insane.
One more time.
What is it?
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
We're all having fun.
This weekend, Halo God Guy.
What's up? What's going on this weekend?
Oh, Halo Major in Arlington.
A major.
Aren't you stoked?
The 5th?
No, the 1st.
Is there anyone with a long shadow hanging over them?
Of course.
It'll be Frosty's masterpiece.
You a gamer?
Me? No. I started playing the Harry Potter game around Christmas time, though.
Look what he's done with that Rubik's Cube throughout the show.
I know.
He's just like...
No,
And that's like an advanced model?
They say there's as many permutations for this as there are atoms in the known universe.
Wow, you're like God.
So, all glory to my mom, really, for refusing to vaccinate me.
Did you? We've asked before. Was it just the getting autism thing that turned you to the Rubik's Cube, or do you come from like a long line of cubers?
No, I started cubing very late in life.
Okay,
so I was like 25.
All right,
when I picked.
Are you looked down upon in the cubing community? You don't have the
probably
the pedigree.
Probably, yeah, probably.
It saved his life once.
That it did.
So I did one of the few. I did some adulting this weekend, Dan. And one of the things that makes me feel like an adult is when I read a long New York Times article in the morning on the weekend.
Little coffee.
I read an article about this guy in Connecticut, Waterbury, Connecticut. And he's 32 years old. And earlier this year, he was found when the home that he was in was set ablaze. It's like a small middle-class town. Firefighters and police respond, and they find this guy outside. He's 32 years old, and he's described as looking like a Holocaust survivor. He was 5'9", 68 pounds. Turns out that this guy, 32 years old, has been in an attic for, I think, 20 years, since he was 12 years old, and completely cut off from society. Lived there with his stepmom. His dad had passed away. He had 2 sisters who were about the same age, and the neighborhood and the city knew about them. Older people in the city knew about the boy, but it had been 20 years since anyone had seen him. So all of their neighbors that had moved in the last 20 years, like, we didn't even know they had a son. So, yeah, he had not been let out of the house since he was 12.
Was he messed up? Like, is he mentally, like, is he like Bart Simpson's evil twin brother?
No, he was doing great.
No, not. But I mean, why
I know
did
what
they
you
put
mean.
him in there? Was he?
Yeah, like when they put him in the attic, right?
Yeah, he's like,
yeah, that's
he's
right.
the little ogre son, and let's just put him here.
It doesn't say.
Like, I'm sure now he's messed up, but
It doesn't say. The stepmother.
because we could never have put 12-year-old Jake up there and he stays,
No,
right?
I think that would have been tough.
You just got out.
So the stepmom, 57 years old, been charged with kidnapping, assault, cruelty. I feel like that's implied. Yeah. Unlawful restraint and reckless endangerment.
Not nice.
No.
She's charged with not nice. This was not nice.
Meanie. Misdemeanor meanie.
Big meanie.
The biological mother had given up her parental rights. The dad passed away. I think but he only died like in the last year, so I think he was on board. The house fire, by the way, was set by the guy, the kid.
Okay, he figured a way out.
Yeah. Yeah. Now there's even, he used to go.
How'd he do it? Like, did he have a mat?
I think it was.
Here, don't play with these. These are matches.
No, I think he got a hold of, how did they say, incendiary device?
The magnifying glass, the glasses. With the sunlight coming in, you could then burn this leaf.
Well, however he did it, he got out.
When's the last time you did that?
Well, magnifying glass?
You've done that, right?
Yeah, but that's not one I've fired back up retro style.
Maybe after, like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something.
Man, I hated that movie because it terrified me, but I think my kid would love it.
My kids do love it.
We were talking about it the other day, and she's like, "Oh, I've heard something about it." I'm like, I was terrified by that movie, dude. Too realistic. It's fucking too real. No? That ant looked real.
Yeah, Rick Moranis. We wore a lot of helmets in movies. That's what I think about it.
Was it on the?
He had a helmet on.
Ill-fitting helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like
Spaceballs.
Spaceball. Yeah, that was another big helmet.
Dark helmet.
Who's a big helmet guy? Whose helmet doesn't fit him?
Mahomes.
Sam Bradford's helmet doesn't fit him on the other way.
Big.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, this guy's he's in, care, of course. He basically taught himself how to read. They said that he had occasionally could pick up radio signals, and he had like Connecticut basketball and NASCAR.
That's funny, though, when they write he taught himself how to read. Then you just walk away and you nod and go, okay. But then have him read something.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he's got his own take.
I'd like to test him on that.
I'm sure he goes freestyle a little bit.
Let's see what level and what are we talking about here.
There were books. So he said the man read and reread a handful of books, looking up where he had a dictionary. And the police affidavit says ultimately he educated himself. And then the affidavit continued, but also it's funny to watch him try to read.
Yeah, that's good.
Wait, but he wasn't like born in there, didn't he? He went in when he was like
12.
12, so he knew some stuff.
Yeah, and I think they said that maybe through elementary he was in a school. But, you think about 5th grade reading, 6th grade reading. Without at least the books and the dictionary up there, you would forget how to read.
Yeah, I guess.
I think so.
Atrophy or something.
Yeah, you would have. I think so. Without a pen, no pencil, no paper, no writing utensil, no book, You go sit up there. I think no words, no letters. You would forget how to read in 5 years.
But you're saying he had a collection of books.
Yeah. Limited. They said he had a few and a dictionary.
I'd like to know what they were.
Start a book club?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Sure.
Just
Well, the thing is it's not going to be anything profound. It's going to be like
it's not like Anne Frank story.
No.
That's his story.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
No,
would he think this is how people do live?
It'll be like Reggie Roby's biography. You know what I mean? And like just some spare boys book. You know, not The Outsiders. What's the boys book series I'm thinking of? The
Are you there,
Hardy
God?
Boys.
It's me, Margaret.
What does he know about making love?
How about self-love?
I think you could figure that out on your own.
Oh, 100%.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? If there's no outside stimulation from the world,
There's wind.
you're in an attic.
Yeah, but dude, if you lay down, you don't remember
15.
laying down by the time you're like 6, 7, 8 years old. You're laying down and being like, "Whoa, okay."
Yeah, you're like rolling around.
Yeah, we'll lay down over here.
Laying down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you definitely. Yeah, dude, he was a king gooner up there.
Yeah.
Dude, he had nothing but time.
Yeah, eventually he starts to look at the Lorax like it's erotica.
Yeah, that's it. I said that's how he started the fire. Just whack off. No, but seriously, folks, that guy was getting them in.
Yeah.
I mean, at like a prolific rate.
Is the king of bad beats?
That's
all he does.
It's a hostage beat.
Yeah, the only muscle he had was in his forearms.
Yeah, he comes out just. I mean, honestly,
but
you would get so good at
But
it. He
put
should whack guys off for money now.
But put him with a
He's
woman.
that's probably the thing he's best at right now.
Does he know what to do?
No, of
He
course
could be a
not.
double in White Lotus.
Yeah, no, he doesn't
I
know
just
what to do
watched
with
that
a woman. I barely,
Wow.
it's still kind of a mystery.
Yeah, but he was like 68 pounds, though. It seems like you would want to kind of preserve all your mass.
Yeah, and energy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there's not much else to do except stay alive. But they said sometimes he would get a sandwich.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but it's not every day.
Sounds like me.
That's kind of all.
If you're describing
That
my
is,
eating
yeah.
habits, sometimes he has a sandwich.
Yeah.
Like tries to cut down on carbs.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, so you have a whole New York Times article about this. Like,
Yeah, I
what
mean,
else did you learn? Is
it's
like, what's up with the mom?
It doesn't. It just says that. Well, the focus of the article really is they talked to the two sisters, but they haven't been able to track him down. Like they were separated from him at birth.
Oh, they didn't live in the house with him.
They did also have two other sisters there that were not birthed, but basically, they just. I mean, obviously, it's just a cruelty case, right? It's just that the mom. You see this. It's the stereotype of the evil stepmother, basically. You know the deal. She didn't want this
That's not
leftover child.
Stepmother videos I usually.
No.
Did you see pictures of the house?
I see the one right here. Yeah, it looks
Filthy hoarding.
Oh, inside? The outside's
Yes.
not bad.
The inside is pretty rough.
Yeah, that's not that big of a shock, I suppose.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
She should have like live streamed him or something and profited off it or something, you know. Did you guys see that documentary of that Japanese guy? You talking about those Japanese shows. You see the one with the guy who was basically in the Truman Show. He was like in this game show.
Is it real?
Yeah, it's real.
What's it called? Japanese Truman Show.
If you just put that in,
How would they say
you're
it?
gonna get it. I don't know what the Japanese call it, but he had no idea. He was you know, didn't know what he was getting himself into, but he was basically in this box by himself, and they were like, your only way to eat is like with these coupons you gotta like mail off and stuff. And they just filmed it for like a year, and then they reveal it at the end. They like pull the box out, and he's like in a live studio audience, and he like loses his mind. It's kind of insane.
Damn.
Yeah, there's
The contestant.
the contestant. Yeah,
It's a sick documentary.
yeah. You seen it?
Oh yeah, I watched it. I watched a couple of interviews with him afterwards, like how it's affected his life and the shame that it's brought upon his family in Japan.
Throw a rock, right?
Shame.
Yeah, you're probably going to have shame.
Great shame. Yeah.
Let's see here. We talked about this when it was announced, but Blue Origin has completed their first space trip with an all-female crew. It's big for you guys. Don't make that face. Aren't you fired up? You can go to space.
Yeah, with Katy Perry.
That's right. That's right. And
Katy Perry was there?
Katy Perry's an astronaut now?
Katy Perry went to space. Gail King.
Oops.
It's time to begin the hunt.
Is that me?
That's me. I clicked on the story about the guy in the attic.
Got the stepmom and
Amanda Wynn, who is a bioastronautics research assistant. A woman named Aisha Bowe, who's a former NASA rocket scientist, the best of the best, and Lauren Sanchez, who is the guy who owns the Rockets' fiance.
The Houston Rockets?
No.
Okay, cool.
It's just, everything is perfect. She has like a hot ass spacesuit. Like everyone got mad at her for the inauguration for having her tits out. And she was like, "Oh,
She looks hot in the spacesuit?
what do you know?" Yeah, of course, yeah. She got like a form fitting. Like she looks great.
Katy Perry?
Oh, Bezos' fiance.
Okay. Oh, Blue Origin is his. That's right.
Yeah. They took off in Van Horn,
How
Texas.
long are they in space?
It's fake space, bro. It's not even.
Yeah,
like a
they're just
flight.
like-
It's a
yeah.
10-minute flight. Yeah. Sanchez said, God, just imagine the wealth of knowledge.
Does this diminish?
Yes.
Okay, so People Magazine. Lauren Sanchez, Katy Perry, and Gail King show off sexy designer astronaut suits for all-female spaceflight. Does that just... This diminishes it all.
Okay, but seriously, though, yes, it
Then
does.
we gotta-
So couple that with...
We got to put them in a sexy suit.
We got to have and now... Is this a Trump is in its back type thing? Because like a year ago, they were trying to turn the rabbit from Space Jam into a little more lesbian.
Lola, buddy.
Lola.
Yeah.
And now, are we yanking back the other
Lola's
way?
back. She's hot again.
But just think about the wealth of human knowledge
Green
that
M&M
we've
is slutty
created
again.
in the 5,000 years there have been human beings. And we can build rockets and we go to space and we have philosophers and we created numbers. Sanchez was quoted after her trip to space as saying, quote, "I feel I don't even know how much it's going to change me."
One of my first
Like
bits.
she went to a drive-through. She's just like, I don't know. What do you want me to say? I guess. Cool, whatever.
One of my first bits that I was trying on stage was about how like we were gonna go to Mars, but by that point it's gonna be like people from like Gen Z or Gen Alpha. So like the first words on Mars, you think about the first words on the moon, they were very profound and one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. But first words on Mars are probably gonna start with like
Will be an advertisement.
yeah. Just make sure you like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Right. Yeeted onto the red planet. The contestant. I'm interested. We kind of have a yay boo from over the weekend, Blake. Do you want me to play the opens that you like so much, or are you good? We'll pass. Man drowned while swimming in the Trinity River.
that's
a yay?
boo.
That's the boo.
Oh,
okay.
The
no good.
Current pulled him under? Or
yeah, West Fork
hit his head? Or?
Actually, what's interesting is a homicide detective has been assigned to the case. This was around 4:00 yesterday afternoon, West Fork, Trinity River, very popular area. Fort Worth dive team recovered the man's body. I'd like to talk to a diver. I'd like to talk to a police or probably much more accessible than like a Navy diver, but I'd like to talk to one of those guys.
Like you're on the Fort Worth dive team.
I have to imagine there's some crossover.
The tryouts.
Right.
I know
How long you been on the
Jimmy's
team?
got his scuba certification, so
He does.
Yeah.
That's true. So I wonder if that's a lot of what it is. Like if you're a Dallas Fire, Dallas Police, and you go to Cancun sometimes, they're like,
You're
fuck,
like,
you can go up down.
yeah.
You're on the dive team.
Yeah. I
By
don't know.
default.
I wonder though, right?
Uh-huh.
Like Fort Worth is big, but it's not like it's near an ocean.
Yeah. How
they're,
often
like,
do
in
you
a
need
dive
a dive
team?
team in
Yeah.
Fort Worth? Does every
Does
major city have a dive team?
Yeah, I mean, do you need? I feel like most of the dive rescues in Fort Worth are in above ground pools. Like you don't you don't really need scuba gear.
Would they be Tarrant County's dive? Like would they
Well,
go
that's
to
what I'm
Great
saying.
Pine Lake? Yeah.
I don't know, but the Trinity
Denton
River
County's like, no, this is our.
The Trinity River is dangerous.
We got a dive team.
Like, yeah, you're out of your jurisdiction.
There's always that battle on TV.
Yeah. No, I don't know, but
then the FBI comes in. Hey, we got a dive team. Oh, God damn it.
So that was the boo, but 10 UNT students were rescued from Lake Ray Roberts from over the weekend.
That's the team that stays on the top of the water did that.
The above surface team. Yeah.
Right. We have a dive team.
Right.
And then just the float team.
I've never had to be rescued on water. I've dealt with the game warden or whatever they are. Is that what you call the people who write tickets on lakes? Yeah. It's a game warden. I've dealt with them before for, hey, let me see the life jackets and
oh, really?
let me check to make sure you have no glass. Oh, yeah. But I've never been. I don't think I've ever. I definitely have friends.
What's the no glass thing?
You're supposed to have glass on a boat.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
They'd rather you have plastic and then litter the.
You have cans. I don't know. I mean, you definitely don't have glass on the beach.
No, broken glass.
Yeah.
Have you ever been swept by a current? Like, obviously, you're still alive.
That's what I'm saying. No, but have you?
Yeah.
You had to be
Scariest
rescued?
thing? No, I didn't have to be rescued, but I didn't have control for 5 seconds, and it was terrifying.
What kind of a boat?
We were floating a river.
Okay.
And there was just one part where it goes down. I fell off my tube or something. It got swept under for a little bit. Thought I was going to die. It's horrible. Probably why I hate water.
Hate water? Is this I feel like I've known you while I didn't know you.
No,
hate.
you knew I was anti-lake.
Okay.
And
I don't know that I knew you were anti-lake.
I've seen
I
him
hate the
go
lake.
to a lake and not get in when other people did. I've seen that happen.
And I've been to Jake's house where literally every single person was in the pool and I wasn't.
Yeah.
Did they have to give you like mouth to mouth or anything? Were you
No.
Oh.
Like it was fine. It was just scary for myself. Wasn't rescued. No attention. But
It's
just
briefly registering that you could drown.
Yeah.
If you've ever almost drowned.
I was a lifeguard. I had to save a couple people once.
Wow, dude.
Twice, I guess. Yeah.
Bless up.
Yeah.
Heroes.
And then I was a lifeguard at a water park too once, and then but
where were you before?
Just at a pool.
Okay,
At
like a
pool,
community pool.
Community
Okay.
pool,
he
yeah.
got a promotion.
Got it.
The weird thing about being a lifeguard at a pool is there's like no lifeguards where you need them. All the lifeguards are at the top of the slides.
Yeah.
Like they're just monitoring all the bad stuff happens at the bottom of the slide.
Was the lake a part of Ohio summer growing up?
Oh, yeah. My dad had a boat. Once they got divorced, he bought a Boston Whaler, Montauk 17, which means it's 17-footer. And we'd go water skiing every other weekend. It was great.
Well, in the case of these UNT students, it was paddle boards, it was canoes. They had to be rescued by paramedics. Now, I think this is the funniest part of the story to me. Is there's 10 students. One student was taken to the hospital for hypothermia. That sucks. Not that you had hypothermia, but that there was only one of you. Because now you cold,
You're the weak
bitch boy.
Yeah.
Chattering
would
your
be
teeth.
me.
Were you cold over there? Ooh. All right, there's your news.
Mm.
Jared's next.
Indeed, he is.
Dumb Zone
We'll never be on time.
Like
We're on time.
and subscribe.
The Dumb Zone.
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
Let's promote DZ TV tonight and every night, Monday through Friday, on Channel 27 in Dallas. You can get the Fox Local app, even if you're not in Dallas.
The WAP?
Do they call it that?
Nah, but
or you're trying to do a wet-ass joke there?
Well, they do have the
I don't
WAP.
appreciate it.
They do have the WAP, and I've been interested in it for a long time, and it
Go
occurs to me
Puppet.
now we have the opportunity to talk to whoever created the Fox 4 weather app, which they called the WAP, and they rolled it out roughly 9 months before Megan Thee Stallion.
Wow.
And they still have to they still have to promote it. Spend a lot of money on the back end here.
Nice.
A penny for their thoughts
We could absolutely interview that person.
is all I'm saying. But yeah,
They wouldn't
Fox
duck
Local
us.
app is great. We promote that. Promote Vinny's show.
That's right.
Addison Improv next Thursday night. He's headlining. I asked him how to get tickets. He was like, I don't know. Just Google it.
That's probably what you do.
It really is. Why don't we all just cut the crap? He's at the Addison Improv night. He's filming it. Pressure. Does that come with like an upfront cost?
These guys owed me a favor.
Okay.
So, but I was going to film it in September, but I was like, I don't know if it was ready yet. And so I just held off on it. But, man, the material is really humming.
So that's how good this show will be.
It's going to be a good
He has worked on it an extra, 5, 6, 7, I don't know how to add months.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
Is it you're doing 45?
I'll probably do like 50, 55.
Wow. Have you done that yet anywhere else in like a smaller room?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So Jared Sandler's ready. We're doing our weekly with Jared Sandler. Are you there, Jared? We're not really welcoming you yet, but we want to make sure it actually works and doesn't.
That's okay.
But Jared is involved in baseball tangentially.
Mm-hmm.
And keep talking until we can hear you.
Yeah, just keep talking.
Because we cannot hear Jared at this moment. And that means Clay and Blake are going to get to work on that. But baseball, known for chewing tobacco and things like that.
I'd like to offer those boys an alternative to that.
Check.
There you are, Jared. We're going to talk about Lucy. It'd be a better way to get your nicotine, I think, personally.
Yeah. Why don't you roll into the clubhouse and
having
let the
a
boys know about Lucy. Lucy.co/dumbzone. Use promo code dumbzone. You'll get 20% off your first order. It's 100% pure nicotine. I'm a big fan of the apple ice. Rolled some of these Dan's way down on our trip down.
Yeah, so I didn't realize you can get them in different levels of strength.
You certainly can.
So I'm
folks.
like, I think I got to pop like 3 of these in. No. You could just pop 1 if you have a 12.
Yep.
Which is what Jake had.
Which is what I had. But, maybe you're a 4.
But you don't have to do all
That's
the
okay, little
spitting.
fella.
It's not dirty. It's
very
great.
clean feeling. It's not owned by Big Tobacco. They're a little mom and pop, They're
Yes.
the dumb zone of
They're the dumb zone
nicotine.
yeah.
So go to lucy.co/dumbzone. Use promo code dumbzone. Get 20% off. Hey, Jared.
Wait.
Lucy products are only for adults of legal
Thought you
age,
weren't gonna
and
do
every
that.
order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. And boy, they love their nicotine in baseball, folks. Here's Jared Sandler.
Here is Jared Sandler.
Okay.
It's like the torpedo bat of nicotine, huh?
With those bedroom eyes that make the pennies fall. He knows how to handle every baseball call. Jared Sandler on the dumb zone, y'all. Jared.
Okay.
We've been getting a new one of these every week.
Yeah.
The problem is
a little long.
they're all too long.
No one's ever said that about me.
Hey.
Hell yeah. We need to be in and out by 30. Just for those who want to make us a song.
I told you guys last week. You mocked my jingles.
Yeah. This one's a little too long, but it doesn't change the fact that we're here with Jared, and he's so wonderful.
Jesus Christ, that bed. Just let it go.
Yeah.
They were
Anyway.
really feeling that pentatonic scale.
Solid.
What's up, Jared? You're back.
Music teacher over
Are
there.
you back?
I'm back in warmer weather. Let me tell you something. Seattle was better than Chicago, but it wasn't that much better. So I'm excited for 74 degrees in Globe Life Field tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw you all bundled up in Chicago.
That kind of felt like an insult.
That was tough.
Well, no, they all were really. They were all wearing their.
Is that
Did you get free Ranger gear for that?
No, I mean, no, I didn't. It's funny. I'm a male, and so Rangers third base coach Tony Beasley didn't offer to get me a beanie, but he did offer Laura Stickles a beanie. I've known Bees for 11 years. I don't know. Come on, Bees, hook me up. But I didn't ask for a blanket. You guys would be happy to know I did not ask anyone for a blanket.
Years ago, Jared was an intern for the Ticket, and he came down with us to training camp in San Antonio. And Jared got arrested because he was trying to pass his fake ID off as real, and he actually argued with the bouncer about it, trying to tell him that this is actually, bro, I get in anywhere at USC with this. And the guy just said, all right, well then how about we just arrest you? And then they arrested him, put him in jail for the night, and the story was that little Jared, was cold, and he went and asked the guard for a blanket, and he got laughed at. But it took, 10 years later, you refute that story now. You say, no, that never happened.
Never. First of all, I didn't argue with the bouncer. I just didn't run away when he took my ID inside. And no, I never once asked for a blanket. That never happened. I did try and go to the bathroom over a guy who had taken a nap in front of the toilet, and he was upset when he woke up and saw my stream.
That will happen.
Yeah, but there was no. It was cold, but I did not ask for a blanket.
Thought he was a UNT kid with hypothermia for a second.
Right. Yeah, they'll give you the blanket in jail if you ask. I didn't, but I've seen someone ask before.
Well, you know that for next time.
I was too hard
Jared.
for that.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
Jared's like F that.
I'll be running the show next time. Trust me.
So later today, later during this stream, are we going to give away more tickets to the Rangers? Okay, because Jared loves trivia. I've just noted this. Are you the guy? So you during the pregame and the postgame show on Victory Plus, are you the guy responsible for? There's a lot of trivia on that show.
Yeah, so we don't do it because of me. Basically, what happened was when we were figuring out the things that we wanted to include and not include, my boss Angie Swint, who listens to the radio as well as watches on TV, would love when I would give trivia questions a lot of times during blowouts to Matt and Eric. And last year, I started actually posting a trivia question on Twitter and Instagram every single day. And so she was like, no, we want this to be a part of it. And so I come up with the questions just from a graphic standpoint. From the visual side, I'm limited to coming up with questions that have answers that are no more than 4 items. So sometimes the questions, I think last week, the question I maybe asked on here was like an adaptation of the one we used that night on air. But yeah, I do. To me, the most fun type of trivia is like, I call it list trivia. I don't know, that's probably not the right name, but it's, hey, there are 5 people who have done this. Who are they? And you get to sit around and debate like, hey, was it this guy? No, it wasn't this guy because he didn't quite get there, or it wasn't that guy, whatever. But I think that like sports trivia like that is so much fun. And that's hopefully people watching and listening feel the same way.
Okay, I have a trivia hint for you. The worst trivia to give is when there's a number for an answer.
Don't like doing the numbers. I agree. I don't like the numbers. I don't like the binary questions.
What does that mean?
I think, well, it's like it's one or the other, like a yes or no. Did Juan Gonzalez ever win an MVP? Like to me, that sucks. Like that's
right. But the number thing, because then you sit around guessing numbers. Is it 12? Nope.
Right. Yeah, I don't like that.
What about 15?
Unless it's like
nope, not 15.
Unless it's like a significant number. But yeah, I agree. Like LeBron James led the NBA in scoring in whatever year. How many points did he average? Like that's sick. Like I can go on Google. I also want to do trivia questions where like, yeah, you could probably look it up because it's the internet. You can look up just about everything. But like you're going to have a little bit of a time investment to look it up if you're going to look up the answers.
And I guess I thought of this because I know you love giving us trivia. In fact, you like to text some trivia now and again, just for fun.
That's a guy who loves sports.
But also like the like when you watch some Victory Plus later, like I don't watch it live necessarily. Number one, I love it because they will take out, oddly enough, they'll take out commercials. They'll take out like the commercial break, but then they'll leave in like a promo for Victory Plus, and then I can't fast forward through it. So I'm like, what are we doing here? I can't? Okay. But in the still image sometimes it's just like today's Rangers trivia. And I'm like, is Jared making them do this? Because Jared, like, he'll text us trivia, and he just loves his trivia. So, all right.
That's a good-looking product.
I didn't force anyone. Have you guys... well, Jake still hasn't given me words to use, so I guess he must not be. I was going to ask if you guys have any thoughts on any of the segments, but Jake still hasn't given me any words.
I'm going to be... Here's the thing. I don't...
I got an email.
I think we just go with the email. I don't know what his like line or limit is, and I'm all dirty, so I don't know. I don't want to get him in trouble. What do you?
It can be a feeling out process.
All right, I want you to work in. This is not from the email. Axe wound.
Axe wound. That's easy.
Oh, easy, he says.
And gash.
Yeah, axe wound's easy. Gash and axe wound, or just axe wound?
And vagina.
Yeah.
Okay, that one I'll pass on, unless there's a player. You know the Royals.
What if a guy's like a pussy? Can you say pussy?
Well, no, but the Royals have a coach named Rusty Kuntz, and he spells his last name Kuntz. So if someone like Grady Dick, I could say Dick if Grady Dick played. So if
who's he think he's talking?
Someone
to?
was like,
think we don't know about Rusty Kuntz, bro?
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, but. Yeah, vagina probably not going to work its way into the broadcast.
Well, that was a joke. I was just...
Dan's ridiculous, though, because, mine would be more like, rather than that filthy stuff, like maybe have you wade into some news stories or international conflict or something.
Give me an example.
He bashed that one all the way from the river to the sea, didn't he, folks?
I guess maybe if someone could get away with that, maybe I could.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, and I mean, he is also African American, so there are plays available.
Oh my God,
Vinny, where do you fall on that?
You could say nizzle.
Where do you fall on that? If his dad was born in South Africa,
right? He's African American.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's his lineage.
Yeah.
So Robert says
DEI hire over here.
Robert's suggestion for the Jared Sandler password. He says, "I'm a Jonah Heim man. Are you a Heim man? If you were, we'd both be Heim men. So can you somehow work in the word men after Heim is what we're working on here.
I think what would be really cool is if we, it would probably help if he were like hitting the ball. None of them really are, but the section in the stands, like, just a bunch of wild.
The Heim men, yeah.
Yeah.
The Heim men.
Yeah. We're all up there with, I don't know. That's
just like when they were,
what I had.
When they had that fan section for Bruce Arians.
Yeah, that's right. The Aryan Nation.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, now it's wow.
Speaking of the offense.
Yeah. Not a lot there right now.
No, I saw a tweet that you could do for trivia. Name the team with of 177 qualified batters in MLB, the team that has 3 in the bottom 13. It's tough.
We do positive trivia here.
It has been tough. And, losing White Langford didn't help because he was one of the guys who was producing. The Rangers really need the beauty and the curse of baseball is that it's not like the NBA where one guy like Luka could put a team with Reggie Bullock, on his back and, get deep into the playoffs. In the NFL, you get a quarterback who's just like, they can totally change the complexion of your franchise. And even in hockey, come playoff time, if you've got a goalie who just is playing out of his mind, then you could maybe sneak up and win a few series that you otherwise couldn't. But in baseball, I mean, we've seen it. The Angels had Shohei Ohtani, and they couldn't even really sniff the playoffs, right? One guy doesn't make the difference. So I typically when a team's struggling, you get asked the question, who's the one guy? I would nominate 2. I mean, the Rangers need production out of their leadoff spot. So that's been Marcus Semien with the exception of one game. And then they need Jock Peterson to get going because Jock Peterson has the ability, the capacity to really be a big producer in the middle of the order. But he's 0 for his last 24, and he's just really struggled. And it's early. You've played, 16 games? That's 1/10 of the season, to put that in perspective. But they do need to get things going. Now, luckily, they're 9-7. They're not, 5-11 or whatever, but they've certainly won 9 games largely in spite of the bats, and they desperately need to get things going. Last year's fastballs, this year they've actually been a little bit better against fastballs. It's everything else, and it's the chase, and it's the swing and miss, and it's also things like against Brian Wu on Saturday. They made him throw 20-something pitches in the first inning, but then he pitched 6 more innings after that. He didn't throw more than 13 pitches in a single inning. And so when you're not forcing the starting pitcher to work, maybe that guy's a badass. But if you're forcing them to throw pitches, maybe you get them out of the game earlier, get to the bullpen, and take your crack at a lesser pitcher. But for the most part, that really hasn't been happening when this lineup has struggled.
Do you have any sort of diagnosis for Semien, or way baseball go? I see that the BABIP is super, super, super low, but the player does have some control over that. So what do you think?
Yeah, the Rangers BABIP as a team is super low, and it would be very easy for me if I wanted to. I could come up here and say, well, yeah, the BABIP's super low. They've just been getting unlucky, but they're not hitting a lot of line drives, right? The BABIP. The point of BABIP is that it's most effective over large sample sizes. And so if after 160 games, the Rangers had a super low BABIP, then I'd say, hey, they've gotten really unlucky. But just 16 games in, they're not hitting the ball hard enough to justify that level of grace. With Marcus, gosh, yeah, I mean, he's not hitting. I don't think he's gotten a hit off of a single non-fastball, and he's not really crushing fastballs either. I think I saw something yesterday, just taking a look. He's 0 for 19 on at-bats that end in a breaking ball or an off-speed pitch. And so, they just, a lot of people are wondering whether Marcus is, because of his age, he's 34, and because of his workload, I mean, he has been an Ironman relative to what an Ironman is in baseball these days if he's starting to slow down. I think the Rangers would like to do what they did on Sunday, which is give him a few more days off sprinkled in to help him recharge. And with today off as well, just in the schedule, I'm curious what it looks like tomorrow. Does he come back, kind of refresh, recharge? But they need him in the lineup they need him hitting because he absolutely has a place in this lineup. He's so good defensively at second. But now the question is, where does he best fit in the lineup? And I think you're kind of at a point where you're not in panic mode. This offense isn't as good as what we thought it would be. I think this offense is going to be really good still, but I do think it's fair to ask who is the best fit in the leadoff spot. Is it Marcus? Do you give him a little more runway, or do you give someone else a shot there? And if you were to complain about the leadoff spot, then you need to have a solution. And my solution, when he is healthy, is White Langford. I would like to see White Langford lead off and have the Rangers lineup start Langford, Seager, if you are going to make a change for Marcus Semien.
Can I make a suggestion? Float the idea of Marcus Semien to catcher. You have a Semien catcher. I was sitting on that one for a long time. I'm sorry it didn't pay off like I thought, but
I'm just imagining if you made that suggestion to Bruce Bochy, he'd kind of look at you a little perplexed.
Speaking of
his massive head.
I don't know, you probably had something, Dan, if you want to try to regain momentum, but the year before they won the World Series, they went 68 games, and Semien played all of them. And I wasn't paying much attention to that at the time, but I do recall Rangers fans then, it was Woodward, being like, why is this guy playing? He was 31, 32 at the time. Why is he playing 161, 162 games at that? And at that time, I was
that's his bit.
That's his bit, I know. But now, I don't know, maybe it also brings up the question of if he never gets back to what he was, it was worth it.
Yeah. He might not.
Yeah, not what he was, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where he's productive. Right now, he's a liability.
He's a liability. I mean, obviously, if he hits like he's hit this year, then that's no bueno. But I think it's going to obviously get better. But if you take what he did last year and he hits how he hit last year, which was a down year for him offensively, but you have him hitting 7th, 8th, or 9th. Is that the guy you paid for necessarily when you signed him to the free agent contract? No, but last year when you factor in defense, he was a 4-win player. And 4-win players are typically all-star players. Now, no one's going to look at Marcus's offensive numbers last year and say all-star, but he was a 4-win player because of what he does on the bases and what he does, and not necessarily stealing bases. He's a very good base runner, but defensively. If you have a 4-win player batting 7th, 8th, or 9th,
that's a problem.
You'll take that.
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it might not be that he's, and he needs to be in the lineup because he is going to be a positive win player for you, even if the offense is equal to what it was last year. I just think he might not be 830 OPS guy, but I think he could definitely be 750 OPS guy, and 750 OPS guys, that's going to be, again, a 4 to 5 win player for you, maybe even 5 to 6 win player if he gives you the same level of defense he gave you last year.
I just have something I thought was amusing from Friday night. So Friday, you said Seattle is the Emerald City. What does that mean? Why are they the Emerald City?
I guess I've always known it as the Emerald City.
Yeah. But I don't know
that's
why.
one of those things I've never really. I know that they're also known as the Jet City because of some of the the Boeing stuff. But let's see,
Fish
Emerald.
City. I think of the fish market.
Yeah.
I think of just the color emerald. I have no idea. It's just the Mariners, the Seahawks, the city.
There's a lot of
just
forests
feels
in Seattle.
emeraldy.
A lot
Yeah.
of vegetation up there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
they're like
it's just a question I had for you. That's my trivia question for you, Jared. Why is Seattle called the Emerald City?
I think it has to do something with what was just said about just a very green, kind of the environmental city.
Okay. Well, then you didn't need to say it
A quick
again.
little
Did you?
Google.
And look, they're one of those teams that
Good
fits
point, Dan.
into
Thanks.
the thing that I've talked about before with like Pittsburgh. Like all of Seattle's
Color
teams
scheme?
have a similar color scheme.
I love that about.
I love that bit.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We can't even get the same blue on the helmet and the pants and the jersey. It's 4 blues, folks.
Mm.
You know, the Mavs colors
hate
are
it
actually just the same as the Vegas Golden Knights. Did you know that? It might be. I don't know. Anyway, here, I heard you Friday saying this. I have 2 pieces of audio, and I really thought this was funny. So this is from the pregame show Friday.
The Rangers are beginning their divisional schedule tonight, and well, some people believe that these are the 2 best teams in the AL West. Of course, you can't forget about the Astros, and then there are the Angels and the Athletics, and you don't want to discount anyone this early in the season, but divisional games are big. And
okay, so we heard that, and then you brought on Dave Raymond a moment later.
And the good news, ending that series in Chicago, Corey Seager with a multi-home run game as you bring in Dave Raymond and Mike Bassick. And guys, we know that when Corey gets going, he is a force in the middle of that lineup, and it was nice to see him hit the long ball not once but twice on Wednesday in that series finale victory.
Hey, just to clarify though, Jared, if I heard it correctly, and Mike, you can help me on this too. So Seattle and the Rangers, clearly the best 2 in the division.
Yeah.
But you can't count out Houston, Oakland, or the Angels.
You know what? Hey, my opinion.
That was well done by Dave. Yeah, that was well done.
I feel like Dave is
in
always
my
looking
head-
to trip you up somehow.
Yep. In my head, I was thinking, you know what? We're so early in the season. Should I at least acknowledge the fact that there are 3 other teams, including the Angels, who surprisingly are the best team in the division right now? But no, I should have just left it as I think these are the 2 best teams in the division. I mean, I don't care about Houston and their feelings, so if they get upset, whatever. It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time I'd upset someone on Twitter who's an Astros fan. I think those are the 2 best teams in the division. The Mariners obviously swept the Rangers. So if you didn't know anything else other than those 3 games, you would definitely think one team was better than the other. But I think when all is said and done, those are the 2 best teams. I think the Angels will drop off. They're a cute story right now. I just don't think that the Astros have a whole lot going for them. And the wild card team for me is the Athletics. I think maybe they can use that ballpark to their advantage. I think they've got a chance to be the third best team in the division, but to me, the two best are the Rangers and the Mariners. But Dave was very good on Dave to call me out for that.
But don't count out the Angels.
Don't count them all, any of them out.
They got Wash at Wash is still there, right?
Wash is there, yeah.
Good. So we're going to do trivia now where Jared gives away tickets to an upcoming Rangers game. And this trivia will be brought to us by Tito's Handmade Vodka. If you have a watch,
ready?
Say what again?
Sorry.
No,
I want to go with your Tito's read.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you stuff about Tito's, like it's America's favorite vodka for a reason, a spirit that knows how to focus on what's important. That's why it comes in a standard bottle with a modest paper label. So all you pay for is the high-quality vodka inside. Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, naturally gluten-free, and mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, we are fired up to be associated with a brand like Tito's because not only is it known for great vodka, but for giving back by teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. It is the vodka for dog people after all. Find your new favorite cocktail with Tito's by visiting Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume, distilled from corn. Copyright 2025. Crafted to be savored responsibly. Thanks, guys. I thought I did a great job there.
Crushed it. Follow that, Jared.
Well, I can't.
Trivia time with Jared Sandler.
All right.
Can I give you my random stat of the day first, though?
Take it away, Jared.
Go ahead.
All right. Hobie Milner leads Major League Baseball with 3 strikeouts with the bases loaded. And he had a couple of them yesterday to get out of the big jam. So that's your random stat of the day. That is not our trivia. Our trivia is this. With the Angels coming to town, Mike Trout on a short list of players who had who had a 40 home run season before completing his age 24 season. There are, however, 9 players who had multiple 40 home run seasons before their age 24 season was complete. 3 of those 9 played for the Rangers. Who are they?
Jesus, that was a long question. What did you say?
9 players.
Alex Rodriguez.
9 players have had multiple 40 home run seasons through their age 24 season. 3 of those 9.
This is like the Mavs
played
trying
for
to
the
tell me
Rangers.
how this game was so good by Anthony Davis.
Okay. Well, do we
He's
play
the only
along?
guy
Do we
with
let
under-
everybody?
Yeah,
It's
let's.
an obvious one, right?
Yeah, one's got to be A.
Okay, so say it again.
9 players have had. Go ahead.
Yeah, 9 players had multiple campaigns of 40 or more home runs before the completion of their age 24 season. 9
3 of them
players
played
had
for the
multiple
Rangers.
40 home
Yeah,
run
40
seasons.
or more.
3 of them played for the Rangers. They didn't necessarily do it with the Rangers, but 3 of them played for the Rangers.
Okay.
I have 3 in mind.
You have 3 in mind? So A-Rod is the obvious, right?
A-Rod is correct.
Are we allowed
He
to
actually
give away
did
the
it 3
thing?
times.
Yeah.
Like, do you tell the answer to Blake so he knows if somebody won it? Like, this is for the
No.
chat only, right?
It'll come up on the show.
Okay.
You want me? Gallo, right?
Gallo is correct.
Okay.
Oh, really? We ran out of
He's the
music.
one I thought would be the most difficult, just out of sight, out of mind, kind of.
Who's your guess?
It's not Juan Gonzalez.
How about? See, I wasn't going to guess one. That seems too easy. I was thinking it was somebody that joined them later, like Vlad or.
But he would have been over 24 then.
No, but he didn't do it with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't need to necessarily do it with the Rangers.
Josh
Although
Hamilton?
I will
Josh
tell
Hamilton?
you. No, because he was in rehab
Yeah.
through his age 24 season, I think.
Oh, I see. Before that.
Hero. Hero.
Oh yeah.
I've given my guesses.
All right, tell us.
Jake, did you submit an official guess with Juan Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Okay, that's correct. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, huh.
Okay.
Yeah, Juan.
Baseball Jake.
I thought Juan would be the easiest. I thought A-Rod, just because I think people forget. It's like amazing that
people don't forget.
I hate to say this, A-Rod probably was the single best player to ever play for the Rangers, but because no one likes him, it's like totally forgotten about.
It's really weird. It's basically feels like the inverse of Seager and Simeon to me. It's like they're not really a part. Sometimes it doesn't always feel to us on the outside like they're as much of a part of things, but people are like, well, we like them, so it's kind of like, yeah, fine. But the reason I know Gallo is I spent a lot of time when he was here just marveling at his Baseball Reference and Fangraphs pages. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Because back in the era when guys hit that many home runs, they were good at hitting. Like Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, they were good hitters. But just staring at Gallo's numbers. Hard to pull off, folks.
You know what his career batting average is?
200. 200.
Blake?
Below 200?
I thought guessing games of numbers are not good. What did we just establish?
This is not trivia, Dan. This is just a guess.
Well, no, I think guessing
this is
games...
a conversation
just a conversation
with a query.
Yeah, but you don't just throw it around the horn then and
just
be like,
answer his...
Okay.
Give me
202. We've wasted enough time here.
200.
20... Yeah, stop it. Just tell us.
194.
Whoa.
Career 194 hitter. But he is still based on some of these metrics, he's still an above average career offensive performer.
Made a lot of money too. All right, Jared, we'll catch you on Victory Plus tomorrow.
Sounds good, fellas. We'll be working in the Hyman.
All right, there he goes.
The great Jared Sandler.
There he is, folks. Goodbye.
Tune into Jared. Today in history. Oh, I see it has a sponsor.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
Today in History is brought to you by the CJ Cup. Byron Nelson with the Dumb Zone. That is Friday, May 2nd. Dumb Zone and the Mom Game will be out there. We'll also be joined by Mike and Cash Soroy as we go live from the 17th hole from 1 to 4 p.m. Thanks to our sponsors, Tito's Handmade Vodka. Bring your crew, Dan, and experience world-class golf as the pros take on TPC Craig Ranch. This is May 1st through 4th. Tournament has it all. Incredible food, cold drinks, and an unbeatable atmosphere, Blake. Sun, memories, and every swing with us. PGA Tour. Tickets are on sale now. The CJ Cup, ByronNelson.org. Kids under free, Blake? Free.
Free? Did you say kids under free? Free?
Kids under 15 free.
Okay, he didn't.
Oh, under 15.
Anyways, stop by the Tito's Clubhouse at the 17th hole. Raise a Tito's transfusion to your day on the green. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly, Dan.
Good job, bro.
Sorry. It's
a couple of birthdays.
Golf. I get nervous.
No, you got to read it like this. We'll be out at the
Friday, May 2nd. Has there ever been an event like this, folks?
My voice is so deep because I've been sneezing.
Unbelievable.
All counts high.
So a few birthdays. Dear Uncle Horse Whisperer. This is from Thursday.
Oh, that's disgusting.
This is from Thursday. Shout out to my son, Jace Menegay. It's his Luca minus Henry Melton birthday.
Henry Melton.
Wow. Blast from the past. It's a Mustang.
Leaders are C.D. Lamb, the Ranger Robots, Seager and Semyon, the Dallas Stars, and anybody with a cool sports celebration. This is all I got him for a birthday present, so make it good for me. He would like a shout-out for his 8U baseball team from the Colleyville Stars.
8U?
Yeah. There's a little kid. Chris Menegay, this is from.
There's a pretty good chance that if I ran into a group comprised of that team, I'd be scared.
Not 8.
I don't know, man. Colleyville, there's some eye black in there somewhere. I promise you. There's a little kid in there that
they got torpedo bats.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Ola Fartbox Führer.
You could kick an 8-year-old's ass.
I know that I could kick his ass. I could kick all their asses at once, but the swag factor they bring to the shop
you'll lose
is
that
intimidating.
battle. Yeah.
It's baseball, dude. It's an upper tier baseball suburb.
They got exposed chains and stuff.
No doubt.
Today is my roommate's Dion with the
Shudder to
Ravens
think.
birthday.
Say that one more time.
Today is my roommate's Dion with the Ravens birthday. As a member of the Mexican delegation, San Antonio has better Tex-Mex and Mexican food than Dallas.
Who's debating that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met Jake at Fortress Fest.
Oh, nice.
More rap, Jake Z. And that's Oak Cliff, that's my hood, Soroy. This is from Abel.
Good dude.
You don't know anything about him.
I remember.
What is Fortress Fest?
It was just a music festival in Fort Worth they had over at the park.
Rap, I'm assuming?
No, it was just
Oh.
all types.
Dear Chowbox Boss, I want to wish my brother John
I don't know.
Hexum happy birthday.
I don't like that.
I don't know.
There was no better birthday gift to him than not having Sarah Hepola on Friday's episode.
Jesus.
His leader is Dan. He lives by the guiding principle, I will do everything I can to get her to stop talking and fire off that bra. More Dan, Jake, more F-word Blake.
No.
From Jim.
You've cost us enough.
F-word or F-slur?
It was slur.
Wow.
Today is my, this is another one from Friday. Today is my Clay times Derek Lively birthday. Longtime listener, first week subby. P1 from week 1. Teacher and basketball coach in Frisco. My leaders are Sober Jake, Occasional Danny, and Lee Corso's Smarmy Outrage. Whatever I said. Mike and McKinney. Now, this is on to today's birthdays. Dan, you pussy-pounding bastard. Today is my Mean Gene, the Hittin' Machine birthday. My late heroes are Jake's Lake House milfing table and Jimmy Nelson's ability to take 20 inches. More Jimmy, more Danny, more Michael Mooney, the right amount of Sarah Hepola, less Jasmine, always use an anchored string and a flared bass from Presley Malloy, day 1, number 437.
Presley Malloy.
P.S. I gain joy by using Nico Sucks whenever they ask for a name for an order.
Okay, that's a fun twist.
Nice.
I like that.
Dear Uncle, Hotmailed is my Luca, minus the hopes and dreams of every Mavs fan in the Metroplex. I was not woken up in that special way because we're married. I started listening after the freak died. My first free episode was the one with Reiner that Blake lost.
Son of a bitch.
Then I subscribed to get the one with KT, only to find out it was a free show anyway. My leaders are Jeff Kavanaugh's foreskin, Julie Dobbs's 5-head.
Holy dude, I don't know you got to read that.
I'm just guessing that's some of their banter on the freak. I don't know.
It's in the email.
I just have to read. This is a good subscriber.
I agree.
I'm going to read your thing.
Withdrawn. Read the thing. Doesn't matter what it says.
How big's her head?
This is from Marcus Taylor.
Sorry,
Okay.
Marcus.
And finally, I have one from Rob Schindler, who made that open
He did.
Today in History.
Yeah, the list too.
My lovely wife, Rachel, and I'd like to give a special birthday shout out to our grandson.
Rob Schindler's a granddad?
He looks way too young. Odin Johnson turns 4 today.
I love it, dude.
Me too.
Odin Johnson?
Johnston, yeah.
Either way.
Odin's cool.
It's like he played in the ABA. Odin Johnston. Famed blues singer from...
Leaders of the Roast Twins for crushing musicians' confidence, Brooke Jones's tumbling classes, and Carter Kemp's love for running through retractable belt stanchions. Anyway, we have some stuff on this day in history, Monday, March 14th. This is the day that President Abraham Lincoln was shot and killed in 1865.
I always wondered what happened to that guy.
You know, I read about that in the last year or so. Pretty basic stuff, but I didn't know how long old boy was on the run afterward. It was a while.
John Wilkes Booth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The whole story of like him fooling people into like, I'll just stay in your guest house. No, that's cool, man. We hate the union too, or whatever, and it worked out for him quite well, actually.
Yeah, it's weird too because he yelled out "Sic Semper Tyrannis" after killing the president, which was a line from one of the plays he was acting in.
Yeah. I didn't know he was like an actor.
Yeah,
his mail went to
actors
the
are
theater.
crazy, dude.
It makes sense now that you think about it.
That'd be like if the guy who played Borat killed the president and was like, "My wife."
You know, dude, you say that's not the craziest thing in the world. Like we're gonna have like, I don't know. I might have gotten too baked this weekend, but I was thinking about like somebody tried to kill Trump. It just happened, and we don't talk about it at all. I don't even know the guy's name.
Maybe he was trying to kill that firefighter behind him.
I know there's a conspiracy theories about it, this, that, whatever.
Thomas Crooks.
Somebody tried to kill the current most famous person on earth, and nobody in here knows the person's name.
Thomas Crooks.
This is like in the last year. Thomas Crooks, is that his name? You're right. I have heard it.
I bought the Demolition Ranch shirt like the day it happened.
But it's not.
Would you know if he was successful?
Oh, you would.
Yeah,
For
sure. But it's just weird that it happened, and I don't know. It just seems like it kind of came and went.
Looked like ketchup to me.
It feels like the only way it will be memorable is if it's somebody in character.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it was all scripted.
Possible.
Do you see Trump's
Seems like you would be wanted to talk about that
Trump's
a lot.
what?
That really
I thought you were going to bring up Trump's physical in the news.
You know, it's the same one he's done every time. Where
But yeah, when they list him at 6'2",
He's like Derrick Henry size.
220.
Right?
Yeah, they always
Derrick
put
Henry.
The comps are amazing.
current
Fourth and
NFL
one. Who are you
players
giving the ball to on 4th and 1?
standing next to him in a picture. On this day in 1912, this is when the Titanic collided with an iceberg and then began sinking. Boy, it happened at 11:40 p.m. Find out tomorrow what happened to this Titanic. On this day in 1960...
I've never seen that whole movie.
Me neither.
It's good.
I'll bet you think it is.
I don't spoil the ending for you.
I think I just reflexively hated it because all the girls. It's just all any female I knew watched for like 2 years.
The VHS, I don't know if you remember, it was like 2 VHS tapes that they would.
Oh, that's
It
right.
was like a big, bulky collection, yeah.
I haven't thought about the double VHS in a minute. Get like Roots or something.
That was in VHS era?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
end of it.
For sure.
Yeah, I'd always get mad because I could remember which VHS had the tits in it. And so I'd put the first one in, rewind.
Just mark it.
On this day in 1965, Richard Hickok and Perry Smith were hanged or hung. Hanged? They were hanged.
Yeah, I think
For their
hung a
murder.
Picture, hanged a person, hung a picture.
Of Herbert Clutter and his family. That's the In Cold Blood murders.
Oh, yeah.
Great book. You ever read that?
Mm-hmm.
On this day in 1984, the Texas Board of Education required that the state's public school textbooks describe evolution of human beings as theory rather than fact.
Yeah, jury's out.
On this day in 1994, 2 Air Force F-15 warplanes mistakenly shot down 2 U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopters over Iraq, killing 26 people.
That killed Pat Tillman?
No.
I think it did.
No, they're not.
That was friendly fire.
He didn't die in all of. Well, this one was too. Yeah, that's.
Is this Black Hawk Down, or is that a different thing?
No.
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down was involving Black Hawk helicopters, but no, it was in the Balkans, right? Yeah.
Mogadishu.
Yeah, you may be right.
I bought the book
Just
like
ask him.
a decade ago and then never read it, so I'm not sure what
Mark Halpern, I think.
What Black Hawk Down's about.
I've read a few books of his.
Is the movie based off it? The Jacques
Yeah,
Cousteau
the movie's great.
Yeah, the movie's pretty good.
But I've always thought that going in an
Did you think possibly there was just a book and then the movie was not
had
like they
an
were like,
idea?
you know what, we're going to name this
It's
Black
not
Hawk
a-
Down.
that's
It's
a
not
good
about
title.
this book.
The book is actually a children's book. It's about a small bird who goes through a tough time.
Keep your beak up.
Yeah. I've always thought, though, I get extra bummed when I see accidental military deaths. My brother and I used to talk about that, like, because people will die in training, you know, especially out in, like 29.
Yeah, it's
palms,
one thing to
their
say
biggest
I was
staging.
killed by the enemy of our country.
I know,
But another thing to say, yeah.
like it's just
It's because I didn't clean the gun right or whatever.
or someone else didn't.
Yeah.
The absolute worst. Somebody plugged a coordinate in wrong, and you're like, hero, and you're like, yeah, but that's tough.
Does your family get anything out of that? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
if you were to get free college or something out of your...
Yeah, I imagine any casualty, whatever benefits go to those, they're not. Well, they probably do rank them some, but
And on this day in 1996, it was a huge Masters collapse. Greg Norman had,
what
for
the
the
shadow
sixth
was like.
time, took a lead into the final round of a Grand Slam event, only to lose. And in today's birthday, ooh, wow. I knew I felt good from the second I woke up, man. Like the sun, I could hear like birds were chirping.
Mm-hmm.
The sun seemed extra radiant. It was delivering vitamins into my vein. How do you get vitamins from the sun? Explain that.
Holes in your skin.
You take a pill.
The pill, yeah.
I'm worrying if I take that pill, will
block
that,
it.
Will that block
none
the
of the
vitamins?
sun? Yeah, it's a vitamin. You just end up vitamin D deficient. Your doctor's like, "What's happening?"
You see that?
Yeah.
30 years old today. Big
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What a day. Only 30.
You ever seen the video of him trying to run from the cops?
No.
Just look it up sometime.
Successfully?
No.
Oh, no.
No, he's an NFL player.
Yeah.
So you think he'd have a little shot, but no, it looks no
He
better
may
than
have been impaired in a way.
No.
Baker. No.
Not Baker.
Yeah.
I think he did like a renewal of vows.
After the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah. He did like a yeah. Like they recommitted to God. They attended a faith-based marriage conference. Yeah. Cheesecake Factory sent him to marriage rehab.
Yes.
Can change a man.
Would you ever do that?
Sure.
Cheesecake Factory?
You'd renew vows?
Oh.
I mean,
would you invite us so we could heckle you?
No, remember he's sliding on this. At one point he said he never would, and now look at him. He's like,
Well, yeah, but
you can tell
he's a
he's
different-
discussed it.
I
No,
associate
not
that
he's
as
been
being
through
like a long-term
He
thing.
kind of put her through something where he's not allowed to say no to stuff.
not too much. No. What's up?
I mean, when you renew your vows, that's like after like 25 years or like 40. I mean, Baker Mayfield, how long has he been married and he's already getting his vows renewed?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was mainly just that he got caught running around a lot, and she was like, "All right, if we're gonna stay together, you know."
Right. Look, I'll never do it again. We'll
Right.
prove it. Go to this thing. He's like,
Oh,
all right.
I see.
Do you know how awkward it is? That restaurant is off the table. You know what's funny is I bet after similar to like I'm gonna make you smoke the whole pack. I bet you that after the Cheesecake Factory girl went public, I bet Baker Mayfield's fiance at the time made him take her there. No, I don't. I don't know. PF Chang's is right next door. I think there's no. I want Cheesecake Factory.
We've been to that parking lot.
And she just sat there in silence the whole time. That's a fun thought.
But then him being a smart ass said, "We're gonna do this or what?"
He's making money, right? He's signed up for a few more years.
Yeah, it's not a Dak deal, but
no,
it is
but I just mean he's not like
very good
on the way out. We got to.
Yeah, he's good. We're good.
We're good.
I think he had. What did he do last? Didn't he have like a significant? He had a great year, like fantasy wise. He was awesome last year.
He must have won a lot of playoff games. I know it
Does it feel-
bothers you that
feel
Baker
good to
will-
do that? Not-
Baker will never have the career that Tony Romo had. Take whatever win I can get.
Does he already have more playoff wins than Dak? I mean, he beat Pittsburgh for the Browns. Like, how many players could say they've got the Browns a playoff win in the last 20 years?
He won one last year.
There you go.
So he's probably tied with Dak. Making half of what Dak is making.
Did you guys see Skinny Dak this week?
I'm so sick of that.
Oh, no.
Is he in the best shape of his life?
Yes, of course he is. And then I think Dov
Rested.
Kleiman said something like, expect Lamar Jackson athleticism from Dak this year.
Already
Like,
was.
Are you...
already was.
Are you kidding me?
Dude,
He hurt his hamstring running.
it's time to let Dak cook.
Oh, yeah.
Shotty's known for it.
Okay.
Former Ranger Greg Zahn, 54.
I don't know, dude. There's a long story. I don't think I could really explain, but it was a Bob and Dan joke.
I was buddies with him. Or he was buddies with us or whatever. I don't even remember the story. Chase Young is 26.
What happened to him?
Yeah, what
I
did
know.
happen?
Is he not play for the Commanders anymore?
Oh, no.
The
Saints?
Saints?
He got
Yeah.
traded. Patrick Surtain, 25.
Oh,
Paid?
yes. Highest in NFL history?
Highest what?
Paid cornerback?
Oh, really?
I think the Texans guy just got him.
Oh, did he beat him?
The day
You're right.
after, yeah.
You're right.
It's 2 days after that.
Well, I haven't seen. Is Micah
Stingley?
commenting
Eric
on
Stingley?
Surtain?
I'm not sure, but I did see that, again, because this is our year, Micah is at the voluntary off-season program.
Oh, wow.
Previous 2 years, no.
He knows they're working on a contract extension. Why would you not show up while they're in talks?
I mean, why would you not show up when you know it's shoddy time?
He won't make Thanksgiving.
Shoddy? Greg Maddux, 59. Will tonight be the night that I watch the Greg Maddux documentary?
See, yeah, we need to.
See, you guys only know how insufferable I am during a Cowboys season where we have the Mavericks and we have Luka. You don't.
Right, when you have other stuff to distract you.
You don't know how bad this is going to be this fall.
DJ Moore, 28. David Justice, 59. Mike Mayock, 67.
Bad GM.
Cracker, right? Isn't that what Antonio Brown called him?
Yeah.
Anderson Silva, 50.
Fighter.
Was he cracker of the day or
MMA.
whatever, though?
No, but that's like
cracker of the week.
That might have been like the early,
Okay.
the first iteration of that. It was when Antonio Brown was with the Raiders. Mayock was his
he's
GM.
still playing then. Okay.
Called him a cracker.
Probably because he was mad that he froze his feet.
Then he tried to play in that fake helmet. God, that was fun.
Where was I? Brad Garrett is 65.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Yeah.
Robert Carlyle, 64. Actor. He was in Train Spotting. John Bell is 63. Corby from Widespread Panic.
Never got it.
Anthony Michael Hall, 57.
80s man.
AMH.
80s man.
Brat Pack.
Breakfast Club, right? Breakfast, whatever. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Sarah Michelle Gellar, 48. And Rob McElhaney, 48.
Man, Cruel Intentions. A lot of good beats there.
Born on this day, now dead, Michelle McNamara. She was the author of I'll Be Gone in the Dark.
I don't know that one.
You do. If you looked up Michelle McNamara, that was the story of is it the Golden State Killer?
Oh, Patton Oswalt?
Yes, she was
Okay.
married to Patton Oswalt.
Wow. Yeah,
I read it.
I didn't read it, but I watched the doc.
Marvin Miller, born on this day, now dead, hero.
Bless
and
up.
Pete Rose. Dead on this day, still dead. Wait. Oh, no, Trump doesn't control the Hall of Fame. When he died, didn't Trump say something like he should be in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. Yeah, he went off about it.
That'll be coming back. Pete Rose.
It
Pete
may
Rose.
be.
And died on this day, still dead, is Bernie Madoff.
And that was Today in History.
It is time for closing remarks.
Franco and Franco and understanding of the law and its power. 214 or 817. All threes.
That's right. Frankel and
Forgot
Frankel
about that.
will be sponsoring today's closing remarks. They are personal injury attorneys.
This guy was telling me he rides a motorcycle around.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Seems dangerous.
Very dangerous. You're up high enough, you can see inside where people are sitting, and just the amount of people texting while driving is crazy. But it's very liberating when you come to terms with the fact that you're probably going to get killed by a 17-year-old girl.
But let's say that you don't get killed and you're just injured. I have a phone number for you. It's 214-817. Doesn't matter. And then just all threes. It's very easy to remember. That's the Frankels. How could you forget it?
They seem reputable.
They are.
They are. They've helped out thousands of people
Try
in DFW.
On your way home.
They are located in
Wreck your bike.
DFW as well.
I dare you.
When you call that number, you're going to get a partner on the line.
Not some spare.
Nope, not some idiot. Yeah, they're wonderful. They're feared by the insurance companies. They're chosen by the people. They are personal injury lawyers, Frankel and Frankel. Thank you, Frankel and Frankel, for your continued support of us and stuff. All right, so we can promote Vinny again, of course. Do you have closing remarks today? Now you're all bundled up. A little chilly in here, huh?
A little cold.
Uh-huh.
I have just a small bone to pick with Jake.
Oh, fuck.
So about a month ago, I got a notification that one of my all-time favorite bands was going on tour. 3 dates. Dallas was one of them. I'm pumped. I contact baby mama, get childcare taken care of. I tell Ty I'm going to the show. I want to go by myself. This is the day. This is how much I'm going to pay for it. Who's the band? Well, it's brand new. He's like, well, I just heard Jake on the Dumb Zone. So you really feel good about giving your money to a pedophile?
Oh.
Guess he stayed home that night.
No, he guilted you out of it? Now you're putting it on me. This is bullshit. You're only doing this because you know I win.
I know, and I had to listen to your review of it. And it was so sad.
Dude. And I got hit up this weekend, too. Somebody hit me up and was like, man, my boyfriend, same situation. And somebody was like, well, you both should be appalled. He's a pedophile. I'm like, I already went. We already moved the flags. Like, I don't know. This is, you are not blameless here because you could have kept this to yourself. Now I feel bad.
But if he would
have
heard
free.
about it from you, then he wouldn't have known that.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It did come back on Ty because she ended up staying home that night.
You screwed yourself.
Yeah.
Is it when I stay home?
What do you know about the fairy smut?
Nothing. I don't.
Nothing?
I know about the books that Blake reads, not about the fairy books.
Wait a second, though.
Yeah.
You were going to go by yourself.
Yeah.
And you decided my husband can't watch my kid.
No.
I will not have that. I must contact her other mother.
She was supposed to go to her anyway. It just needed to be earlier for me to go to the show. But Ty was going to have to take her. So I just needed him to do that. But then you want to give your money?
If you can't kick each other in the balls,
Listen,
what's the use of being married?
The weird thing is in some of these new allegations, and I'm not making a value judgment here. I'm simply to present some more facts, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about it. In the event, I would never participate in this, in the event that the parents of like a 15-year-old girl are okay with that person dating a 25-year-old man, and they're aware of it, does it change the pedo scale at all?
Are we in Georgia? Where are we? Can we discuss
Midwest, wasn't it? Somewhere, but I don't think that's relevant here. But the parents' consent is. I'm asking, does that change how creepy I feel bad?
A famous 25-year-old. Yeah. Go ahead. Have my daughter.
I would not do that.
Worked for Robert Plant, like Led Zeppelin back then.
It's probably worked a lot.
Well, we've talked about like Belichick dating one of my daughters.
You know what? While we're here,
unfortunately, they're too old.
We didn't have time for it, but we're already late. Play it, because I was all hopping mad about this morning.
What?
So there's a video. You can kill the audio. My bad. I should have told you that. It's just a viral video. But this is video from UNC football spring practice.
God, look at those heels.
And his girlfriend, this Jordan woman, she's on the practice field, walking back and forth. At some point, she has a walkie-talkie. She's just at spring practice.
What?
It's 10 yards away from the greatest coach of all time, who I've had to listen to nonstop talk to me about the team. It's not about the individual. We can't have distractions. And I've got this broad out here on the field, dressed like Chapel Hill Cruella DeVille.
Now,
it's like, what are we? How is she just being allowed to do this?
Like I was going,
all of it's fake.
I was going to criticize Rory McIlroy for having his wife and kid there and kissing her on the way to the playoff and all this kind of stuff because I don't think that you should have that was me yesterday.
Yeah,
but I think my mind has been changed a little bit.
Sure,
because obviously you can have great success.
Yeah.
And bring your wife or girlfriend
to
work.
Her a job as
social
media.
Yeah, she's involved
person?
heavily.
Yeah.
She runs the UNC football program to the point where she's on the field.
That's great.
It's insane.
That is great.
All right. I won't give any more money to pedophiles, and I guess if I do, we'll do it together. So okay. Yeah,
I mean,
makes sense.
It's like you said earlier, Trump's back. I think pedophilia is back too. I think that's
sure. Is that closing remarks for Ty and Kara, or you got something, Ty?
I just wanted to bring up, I like when y'all talk about things that are not real in movies or TV, like the fire that's always going.
Movie fire.
That kind of shit bothers me.
Movie torch.
Hell,
yeah. Make a torch.
Yeah.
I'll give you 4 hours.
And $500, yeah.
To make a torch that you can walk around with.
No way.
Yeah.
Right.
I've got a couple of
Let alone just rip
mine.
your shirt, wrap it around a stick, and be like, all right, here's a torch.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it stays lit forever.
Yeah, it burns for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Mine's the load.
The jizz, Jake's jizz.
Where does it go?
Yeah, what happens?
Oh,
never any cleanup.
When there is sex,
Yeah.
then they just kind of lay there.
Very tidy process.
I've got a couple to add to the list.
Okay.
That drive me insane. No one ever locks their door when they get home and close it. Apartment, house, and a movie, TV
And
show.
we're
I
got 3 or 4 locks.
Yeah.
Even in a horror movie sometimes.
Yeah.
They're running from something. Run in, close the door, don't lock it.
Yeah.
Also, the beds are way too small.
That's a great point.
You see a couple in a movie or TV, they're all in like a double bed. Even if they're in a huge house.
Interesting.
Rich as can be, tiny bed.
I remember seeing when Kevin was on his parents' bed in Home Alone and seeing that bed as an adult, and I'm like, my bed is bigger than that.
Yeah.
It was like his palace, I'm like,
Way
that's a
too
good
small.
one.
Way too small for 2 adults. Last one is the people that they drink beer and eat pizza all day long and still have abs.
Yeah, that's a weird bid that Hollywood. I mean, I guess it makes sense because they have to sell all of that shit.
Yeah.
But that drives me nuts, dude. You don't think as an alcoholic, as I'm watching, I'm like, you can't really do that. It's not actually going to work.
Well, that
That'd be
goes to
crazy.
Independence Day, Judd Hirsch, who is like wasted the whole film, and then all of a sudden he's like real coherent. Like there's no sleeping it off type thing.
You just
and
coffee.
This weekend I was watching, I'm at the White Lotus, the episode after when he jerked off his brother, but that's when you
The Hangover
about
episode?
It. Yeah. And just they're kind of showing how they took some kind of drug early in the evening. And I guess it was ecstasy because then they got silly. But then during that 8-hour trip, like during that, the girls kind of got together and were having a real coherent conversation. And then all of a sudden they're wild again,
Yeah.
screaming. But then they're this, and then they're like
Not real.
it's just in the middle of the 8-hour binge of drinking and drugs. Like all of a sudden, we're going to have a real well thought out conversation here, or simply how they portray drinking and drugs sometimes as well. Just the whole. We're all just scream and yell and like because I've been drinking for an hour, so woo.
Yeah, no, it's much more likely that
Top
I'm just
off.
gonna watch. Yeah, like videos like Iraq War fails with my buddies, like an hour and a half.
Or just start dancing in the middle of a.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
I got one for you. We were watching Kindergarten Cop, and the very first scene, the bad guy Crisp, he comes in and he sees an enemy and he shoots him, and he has a silencer on his gun, and he kills him, and the guy dies silently.
Yep, that's the meaning of a silencer, right there.
Happens all the time.
You get killed with a silencer, you're still gonna be. You're not just gonna be like, I don't want to play recover.
So Addison
Well, thank you,
Improv.
Ty.
We do have one gift.
Oh, for sure.
Because I forgot to bring this to you last time. We already gave you all yours, so but This is for Jake.
Oh, okay, right on.
This is when you think Jake.
Was Jake not there?
No, I just forgot.
One of our visits? Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You got to have this for the shelf.
Oh, yeah. Look at that, folks. We got the starting lineup.
Oh.
Michael Irvin
nice.
got the figurine, got the card. Dude, I might have had. Actually, I'm almost positive I did have this.
Did they only make those for Kempspin athletes, or is that just the one people sent you? Because somebody sent me a Mel Hall years ago.
Yeah, probably. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Would you like to promote anything? Next Thursday, Addison Improv.
Next Thursday, Addison Improv. I think you can go to the website for tickets. You can hit me up on Instagram at Vinny and the Jokes. We also do Cowabunga shows, Cowabunga Comedy, last Wednesdays at the Fillmore Pub in downtown Plano, right there off K and 15th. And those shows, we basically turned the Fillmore Pub into a comedy club last Wednesdays. We got great comics that come out, and it's a free show. And a recommendation I did this past week was I thought I was going deaf. I went to one of these minute clinics at CVS, and I got the earwax like blasted out of my ears. One of the best feelings I've ever had. So if you guys...
They'll do it at a CVS?
At a CVS. It's like a little minute clinic. You scrape it in, they can flush it out.
Do you not Q-tip your ears on a regular basis?
They say that's bad for you.
Yeah, they do. That's
so you don't?
Ever since then, I don't. I mean, but I used to.
Okay. Because I still do it despite them saying that it's bad for you.
It feels like they're like, oh, you're not supposed to do it
Because
too
I've
much.
also heard
I'm
like
I don't know how much.
Yeah.
But I have heard that whether you do it or not, going to some sort of ear, nose, and throat or something like that and just having them blast it is very good.
I'm like walking around in IMAX now. It's unreal. I got a picture of it too. It's disgusting if you guys want to
You feel like you got fingered, kind of? Just like, where the...
Yeah, a little.
You know what I
It's
mean?
Yes, it's like coming out.
He goes like this. Yep.
But yeah, Addison Improv. See you guys.
Gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Standing by for nothing but his voice stands tall with those bedroom eyes that make the pennies fall. He knows how to handle every baseball call. Jared Sandler on the Dumb Zone, y'all. J-A-R-E-D, so short, S-A-N-D-L-E-R, so sliding in the home base on the Dumb Zone show. Jared Sandler's letting them know it's the Jared Sandler show. It's that baseball zone. Dumb Show. Jared Sandler's letting them know. The Jared Sandler